Cardinals are getting ready to take on the high-powered and very tough Westlake Chaparrals. But you're going to catch all the action right here on the KMAX Sports Vype Media Network, and we are very happy to be bringing it to you. My name is Daniel Chancellor, your play-by-play commentator, alongside Robert Rodriguez, your color commentator and producer, up here turning the dials and making sure everything is working as well as possible up here in the roost. And we want to thank our QA back at KMAX Studios, making sure that everything is working properly and we stay on the Wi-Fi waves, Miss Rosie Bega. We want to welcome everyone to a Thursday night under the lights as you joined us here at the Hendricks Motor Group broadcast of Del Valle Cardinal football, coming to you right here from Veterans Memorial Stadium and presented by Super Smiles Dentistry, Beyond the Move Realty, and Austin Community College. Again, we want to thank everyone for joining us. Man, this is going to be an important game, Robert. You couldn't ask for a better setup. You've got the Del Valle Cardinals, who are flying high right now after 2-week win streak in district, sitting at 2-3, and trying to find a way to get to that third win, and they've got to get it against a very tough and powerful Westlake Chaparral team, who also are flying high, so to speak, after a very big win last week against the Lake Travis Cavaliers. They haven't beat Lake Travis in a few years, so that was a huge win for them. They didn't just beat them. They kind of beat them pretty good, 44-14 the final there. So, Robert, what do you think? How are we looking today against a team that could very well show us what we're made of, so to speak? This actually could be the game to do it.
You know, teams like this always bring out the best in you. You always want to play harder. You always want to go faster, you know, things like that. Del Valle has everything going for them. They've got great defense, great offense. Special team has kicked it up a notch every single week. And surprisingly, I shouldn't say surprisingly, but one of the things that surprises teams that they play against is their running back core. I mean, the ground game that Del Valle has is phenomenal. We've changed it up a little bit this season with a shotgun formation, which has complemented well, you know, for the offense. But their run game is always on point. You know, it really is.
Right.
I've never really seen Del Valle with a bad run game in any of the games. Sometimes a little bit on the defensive side on their opponent might catch on to it, but the run game itself has been doing, you know, great things for Del Valle. Now, the defense has been one of the biggest things also for Del Valle. This young defense has done very well, and not just saying because they're young people, but I mean playing together as for the first time really all together as starters for the team. And they've done such a great job getting in the backfield, surprising, I think, a lot of other schools and their own fans as well on how good this defense has just learned from each other and formed into a great, you know, wall, you know, when it comes to the line. And they've gotten, like I said, in the backfield, no problem. Great on the outside now, getting better with stopping that screen pass, the bubble screens, and have picked up a lot of great things so far this season. I look forward to seeing them have a very strong start in the beginning. That's going to be one of the key points for victory today against Westlake.
You mentioned this young defense, Robert. You couldn't be more on point, I think. This defense has come together probably, I think, that if you're going to watch all three facets of a football team when it comes to you know, offense, special teams, defense. This defense, I think, has had the largest hurdles for this team as far as coming together as a group. Like you say, no returning starters this season on the defensive side for Del Valle, but turnovers, quarterback pressures, tackles in the backfield. They have done everything that coaches asked them to do. They just need to do it, as you like to say, just a little bit more, because today is that day for everything needs to be a little bit more. Your focus has to be more. Your intensity has to be more. Your will to win has to be more. Your heart has to be bigger, because right now they're facing a very, very big tough uphill battle against the Westlake Chaparrals, but a very winnable battle because you have guys like Elijah Washington, Tavi Dunlop, the young freshman who's made a huge name for himself at wide receiver Caleb Burton. This three-headed beast, or what is becoming the three-headed beast. We are going to lose Washington because he's a senior this year, but this what has become a three-headed beast, and with all the backup they have, and Eli Mendoza and Marcus Barr coming back, this is just a team that you can see. You could just all the little pieces that weren't quite fitting. You can see the gaps in between as the seasons progressed. Those gaps have filled in pretty nicely,
and very nicely with just improvement in their talents, And one of the things that they do, fundamentals has gotten great. The tackling itself has done. On the both sides, defense on the line and everything, they're playing great. And I keep mentioning the defenses because they've impressed me so much this season on how well they've been working together. And you see them every time they get on the line, they're communicating, this is what's going to happen. And that communication between the team on defense has been such a big thing. I mean, they learn to read the play so well. And I really hope that they're able to do that just as well today.
I think, if anything, Del Valle has defensively. We've seen the fluctuation between sometimes the inability to stop the run, not only on the outside but up the middle. It seems to be depending on the opponent, not the game. Because if we can stop the run on the outside that game, we have a problem with stopping the run on the inside that game. But if we can stop the run on the inside the next game, they seem to be breaking us down on the outside that next game. So this is going to be one of those games where Del Valle is going to have to really – I hope they did a lot of research, a lot of film watching, a lot of studying, because Westlake, very dangerous. A quarterback who's dual threat. We got a lot to talk about, actually, and we got a great coaches interview to bring it to you as well, about a little over 12 minutes, I think about 12 and a half minutes, and we are about 25 minutes away from kickoff. So I think probably – before we break it down too much more and start getting wrapped up in our pregame,
I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I'm just so excited.
We're excited. You could tell
because
there's
just how well these guys have been doing.
There's a lot of energy here at the stadium already. The stands haven't really started to fill in yet, but the electricity from what is happening here today. This is a huge game. The kind of attention that Westlake brings with it, no matter who they're playing. This is going to be a big, big game. Westlake fans always travel well. Del Valle fans always show up at home well. And the press box is absolutely packed to the rim with other broadcast teams and personnel from both schools. And this is going to be a very, very important game for both these teams. Again, Del Valle, 2-week win streak going up against a team in Westlake Chaparrals. Only one loss so far in the season. It was before they started district play. Their first huge test last week against Lake Travis took them on and beat them 44-14. And now they have to face our Del Valle Chaparrals here. I'm sorry, Del Valle Cardinals. Misspoke big time there. Del Valle Cardinals right here at Del Valle Veterans Memorial Stadium. We're going to defend the roost and defend our turf as best as possible. We're going to give a quick commercial break, give some love to the sponsors, because without them, these broadcasts wouldn't happen. And we greatly appreciate every single one of them. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, it will be time for the coach's interview as we continue pregame here from the KMAX Sports Vype Media Network.
BMW of South Austin and Audi South Austin are proud title sponsors of Cardinal Athletics. Located near IH-35 and Stastny Lane, Hendrick Automotive offers 2 premier facilities featuring over 500 new vehicles, along with our award-winning manufacturer-certified service centers. Being focused on people by serving our teammates, our customers, and our community is what sets this dealership apart. People are our most important asset.
Super Smiles Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Cardinal Athletics. We're a family-owned dental office dedicated to providing affordable, quality dental care. We accept Medicaid, CHIP, and most PPO insurance plans. We also offer 0% down and 0% financing on all dental services. We have a convenient office serving Del Valle families located at the corner of Ross Road and Highway 71. Call 512-247-6000 or go to supersmilestexas.com to make it.
Thinking about college but you don't know where to start? Austin Community College is here to help. Call or visit ACC's College Destination Center now to talk one-on-one with enrollment advisors about your goals and everything you need to get your college plans on track. It's never too early to start. Whether you want to earn a degree, train for a career, or get ahead with transfer classes, ACC offers personalized assistance with applications, financial aid, and more. Visit us at austincc.edu/start now or call 512-223-7747 to learn more. ACC. Start here, get there. Some realtors just want to sell you a house, but at Beyond the Move Realty, they want to build a relationship for life. Because let's face it, your needs can and will change. When that happens, Beyond the Move will be there as a trusted resource to help you buy or sell your next home. Learn more online at btmrealty.com or stop by and see them at 411 Humphreys Drive in Butte.
We're glad you enjoyed the KMAX Sports broadcast. But did you know that you can purchase a copy of this or any KMAX broadcast for personal use? Whether you're making a highlight video or just want to be able to enjoy this game years in the future, send us a note to info@kmaxsports.com. That's INFO at kmaxsports.com. Let us know which games you're interested in, and we'll set it up for a small fee. We can even do some editing for you. And the great thing, any purchase will send a portion of the proceeds to your school. Enjoy the game now and keep it forever. Purchase any broadcast for personal use. Hit us up, info@kmaxsports.com, bringing your teams and your highlights to you. We are KMAX Sports.
Socialize with us.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, that dang old internet, man, you just go on there and point and click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
On Twitter, @KMAX Sports, or catch us on Facebook. Search KMAX Sports. Just another way KMAX Sports is bringing your teams to you.
This is the KMAX Sports Network, and this is what we do.
Looking left, throws into the end, snap again, he hits the turf, and Devon scoops it up, Taylor with the corner of the end zone.
10, 5, touchdown. Let us broadcast your team. Send an email to Merle@KMAXsports.com or Chuck@KMAXsports.com to find out how.
Side, he's got blockers in front of him, touchdown.
5, touchdown. Yes, sir. It's what we do, and nobody does it better. We are KMAX Sports.
Socialize with us.
You don't have what they call the social skill.
On Twitter, @KMAX Sports, or catch us on Facebook. Search KMAX Sports. Just another way KMAX Sports is bringing your teams to you. KMAX Sports is on Twitter. Get up-to-date scores and more on your computer and on the go with your smartphone. It's fast and easy. Just follow us @KMAX Sports.
We hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast. And while all of us at the KMAX Sports Network are huge football fans, we broadcast more than just football, you know. In fact, KMAX Sports proudly broadcasts volleyball, girls and boys basketball, softball, baseball, soccer, lacrosse, and more. For more information on how you can help KMAX Sports broadcast any of those sports, just reach out to Chuck@KMAXsports.com or Merle@KMAXsports.com, or contact that Sports Booster Club directly. KMAX Sports will gladly work with you and the booster clubs to get that team's broadcasts on the air. And if you're a fan of the other team, well, we can broadcast your team's games too. We realize that, yes, even in Texas, there's more to life than just football. KMAX Sports, bringing your teams to you for 14 years.
Good evening and welcome to the Hendricks Motor Group broadcast of Del Valley Cardinal Football, brought to you by the KMAX Sports Network and presented by Super Smiles Dentistry, Beyond the Move Realty, and Austin Community College. This is Daniel Chancellor, your play-by-play commentator. Robert Rodriguez is your color commentator and producer up in the booth getting things ready to go as the Del Valley Cardinals getting ready to kick off against the Westlake Chaparrals. But we need to do our pregame interview with head coach Charles Burton of the Cardinals, like always.
Yes, sir.
Coach, 2 weeks in a row, big wins in district. How are you kids feeling? How was this week of practice?
Oh, man, this week of practice has been good. Kids have been focused. They've had a good energy about them. And to me, I think it's kind of been like our weeks, most of the weeks this entire season, which is a good thing. So they're not letting the magnitude of the game, of their opponent, I guess, creep into their minds, man. They're staying focused on themselves, and preparing themselves to win the ball game.
Coach, the last 2 weeks, your offense have hung over 100 points on the scoreboard. Defense has actually done pretty well with just allowing your opponents with just over 50 points. How are the last 2 weeks alone feels like there's been a lot of improvement with this Del Valley Cardinal team?
Yeah, it's as I told the guys, man, I think I said, there's been points where we've played good in all three phases, but never in one game. And not that we're anywhere where we want to be, but a lot of stuff has cleaned up. And so we just got to make sure we stay on that path. Make sure that we, even though there's victories, we don't settle for in a victory what we wouldn't settle for in a loss. So we're still coaching hard, we're still critiquing the kids hard, and we're still demanding the high energy and high intensity in practice, and we're getting at it. So hopefully, we keep progressing, and it shows it shows into our production tonight.
Coach, you just mentioned having all three aspects of the football game in one game. Last week during the game against the Lobos, Robert and I actually commented right about halftime how well you guys played in the first half and what we said about a complete game so far in the first half. Special teams played well. We thought offense was pretty lights out. Defense did really good. And we said in the halftime breakdown, in order for Del Valle to maintain its lead, was to play exactly like they did in the first half. And for the most part, you guys really did. Third quarter was a little, I guess you would probably, I don't know if you'd describe it as a little sloppy or not, but third quarter didn't go very well. But fourth quarter, it really was one of the most complete ball games you guys have had this season.
Yeah, I think our special teams play, besides the punt gaps we had earlier in the year, has and extra point stuff has been pretty decent. A lot of that stuff is new snappers and new routine and trying to get guys right. Last year, that stuff we still would have been getting it corrected. Fourth, fifth week of the season, and it wouldn't have been into district, wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But this year it was a little bit more rushed. And it just wasn't consistent as we wanted, and it showed. But other than that, though, it's kind of the snapper, holder, kicker part. A lot of special teams is just about effort, and our kids usually give good effort, and that's been good to see, and that's continued throughout the entire season. Defensively, we would obviously like to get more stops and more turnovers. I guess you can't never really say that enough, but we would definitely want that. And then offensively, man, when you come out to the third quarter the way that we did. When you come out in the third quarter the way that we did, you want to make sure that a goal's offense is to score the first drive or get first downs the first drive, and we didn't do. And you see different packages we have coming in, and there's certain phases of the game that we're still working on to complete as an offensive group that we feel is successful for us in the games that we lost. We needed it to be successful, and for us, the remainder of the games is going to need to be successful. So those are things that we continue to work on, and there was no better time than ever really to work on it again in the game. And we struggled with it, and then we decided to build up some more rhythm, and then we figured out a way to get it to work later on also. So those are things that as a coaching staff that we continue to work on with the kids and hopefully understand. And defensively, man, it's missed tackles has been a big problem for us, and we didn't miss as many this week as we had previously, but we still missed some. And so again, that's another point we worked on in practice. Some of our eyes weren't where they needed to be as far as responsibility wise, and so kind of honing down on that discipline. And guys took they took it serious and worked on it during the week. And so again, hopefully it's stuff as a staff and fans and whoever's watching is able to pick up on also this week.
Coach, you guys, in our opinion, up here in the booth, played a fantastic game against the Lehman Lobos. It really felt like you demoralized the team by halftime. They seemed to come out in the second half and play a pretty good ball game, but it seemed to be all Del Valle the entire time. Little bit, your guys are kind of blossoming, like you talked about here in the last couple weeks, really at the right time, winning 2 games in district, coming up on the end of the season, and right now everybody's talking about what's going to happen in the next 2-3 weeks. You've got some big games ahead of you. Tonight, no different against the Westlake Chaparrals. How is I guess I pretty much asked this, I think, almost every season, but how is it when it gets this close to the end of the season and playoffs are still in the picture? You're still looking at that situation.
Yeah.
How are the kids when it comes to that conversation? Do you guys talk about it, or is it just you got to keep on?
Honestly, it's not really a conversation that we have. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. It's not really a conversation that we have, man. We're so big on week to week and taking care of our business, and there's so many things that we need to work on. The seniors have definitely improved in a lot of aspects of the game, and then especially with our sophomores and our juniors who've got stuff not only to work on, and freshmen, not only got stuff to work on to finish out the remainder of this year, but for the upcoming years also. And so that's really been our focus. we're not out the playoffs, but it's going to be a daunting task to make it, and we're up for it. And there's no really reason for the kids to know that's even what is taking place as coaches. We know it, but we know it doesn't do us any good to look forward to Lake Travis before we take care of Westlake, and the same thing with Hayes. And so we're just tackling each game one game at a time, with both of them, with the importance of, we're going to come out here, we're going to prepare to win, and that's our goal. And that's kind of how we approach stuff. If the kids talk about it amongst themselves, they don't let us know. I will bring a leadership council in and ask them at a certain point, hey, what have guys been saying? How are y'all feeling about stuff? And they'll kind of give me a heartbeat of the team and of the locker room. But other than that, though, it's worried about DV football as usual.
Right. Well, Coach, last week is in the books, 4-3, 2-3 in district, and now you've got one of those typical, I guess, David and Goliath moments here. You're going to have a couple of those in the following few weeks. But yeah. Westlake last week shut down for the most part the Lake Travis Cavaliers, 44-14. That victory, a victory that Westlake hasn't had over Lake Travis in a while, so they're going to be riding high right now. Mm-hmm. But that being said, with the way you guys have played over the last couple of weeks, is it one of those moments where you feel like you got the slingshot ready to go and you guys are ready to fight?
Oh man, I always feel like the slingshot is ready to go. It's as I told the kids, man, in high school I remember playing against a team that went to the state championship game and they lost, but we lost from about 2 points. I was part of those David and Goliath matchups in college as one is David, one is Goliath, both of them. And it's one of those things to where you need certain things to happen, but they don't happen unless you're playing your best ball. And so that's what we have to do. We have to go out there and play our best ball, and hopefully everything else takes care of itself. And so it's something, I think previously I might have shied away having communication and contact with them about something like that. But this year it was one of those things to where, this is what we got going on, man. Let's embrace the challenge and let's have fun with it. And those guys, they're, like I said, the interview's been awesome. They're not backing away from it, man. They're ready to go.
Well, Coach, a Westlake team that's full of talent like they pretty much are every year, but a couple of players that kind of stand out. They've got a quarterback in Taylor Anderson, a dual-threat quarterback, likes to run, can throw well, threw a lot of touchdown passes last season. And you're going to be facing off against another Ellinger who was here just a few years ago, and his older brother. But you guys actually picked him off that season. But his younger brother is going to be in the stadium. So tell us what you guys have learned on the film side with Westlake and what you're looking forward to taking on.
Oh, man, well, they're good. They're sound. They don't beat themselves, which is definitely a good characteristic to have as a football team. I don't know if they're as big as they've been years past, but guys have been playing well, and they're playing their positions really well. And so, we understand they're going to fly around. They're going to be physical. They're playing with a certain air of confidence right now, which they should be after beating a really good Lake Travis team. And we're just going to, we're going to go out there and focus on ourselves and see, we can cause them. We run different stuff on defense and offense that other teams don't do, and hopefully that kind of gives us an advantage and plays to our strengths. And hopefully that plays into some of their weaknesses. And we actually don't know if it's their weakness right now because we haven't seen them play against another team like us. But that's really all you can hope for. And we'll go out there, man, and I think we got a good game plan, and the kids have taken heart to it and are doing their best to execute it, and we'll see what happens.
Well, Coach, there's always intangibles in a ball game, any sport, any level, and I think one of the biggest intangibles against Westlake will be this Del Valle team. And the reason why I say that is I did a little homework last week, and I don't know how much you guys keep up with stuff like this here at Del Valle. I don't even know if there's anybody that does at all in any shape or form, but they do keep track of stats throughout the season, and there's the top 500 players at each position, rushing, passing, receiving, tackling, sacks, things like that.
Oh, they keep that stuff?
Yes, sir.
I didn't know that.
They do keep that stuff. And in the rushing department, you have 2 players that rank in the top 500 in the state. Tavi Dunlop is number 18. You also have players that rank in sacks, tackles, passing, and Elijah Washington. Elijah Washington also on the rushing list. I think he's around 200 something, 300 something. Cool. You have a ton of players on this team, and that have these individual stats, and that's all fine and good, but I think what people need to realize is those players don't get those stats unless there's a team around them that'll help them get those stats.
Yeah, definitely.
So tonight against Westlake, I think Del Valle's the intangibles. No, just our opinion here in the booth.
I appreciate that. I like that intangible. That's a hell of an intangible right there.
Coach, tough game at home, though. We get to be back at home, one of our next to last home games. It's going to be a full house all the way around. How are you feeling about the weather? Could possibly be a problem?
Yeah, a problem, factor, benefit, detriment. Who knows, man? But it's something about experiencing a Texas high school football game with the elements in full effect. And so, the Cardinals will come out whether it's raining or snowing or shining bright, winds at 100 or winds at 10. We'll come out ready to play ball, man, and be excited about the opportunity to play in front of our home fans, and hopefully, we put on the show. Hopefully, we do the best that we can.
Coach, as always, we appreciate the time. We know you got a lot of work to do, getting ready for these Chaparrals. Any final words before we let you go?
No, not at all, man. Let's get after it. Take flight, baby.
You heard it. Coach is ready. Del Valle getting ready to take on the Westlake Chaparrals here at Del Valle Veterans Memorial Stadium. You can catch all the action right here on the KMAX Sports Network. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast so far. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take it back up to the booth. Robert's going to have everything ready to go for kickoff. You're checking it out live right here on the KMAX Sports Vype Media Network.
BMW of South Austin and Audi South Austin are proud title sponsors of Cardinal Athletics. Located near IH-35 and Stastny Lane, Hendrick Automotive offers 2 premier facilities featuring over 500 new vehicles, along with our award-winning manufacturer-certified service centers. Being focused on people by serving our teammates, our customers, and our community is what sets this dealership apart. People are our most important asset.
Super Smiles Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Cardinal Athletics. We're a family-owned dental office dedicated to providing affordable, quality dental care. We accept Medicaid, CHIP, and most PPO insurance plans. We also offer 0% down and 0% financing on all dental services. We have a convenient office serving Del Valle families located at the corner of Ross Road and Highway 71. Call 512-247-6000 or go to supersmilestexas.com to make it.
Thinking about college but you don't know where to start? Austin Community College is here to help. Call or visit ACC's College Destination Center now to talk one-on-one with enrollment advisors about your goals and everything you need to get your college plans on track. It's never too early to start. Whether you want to earn a degree, train for a career, or get ahead with transfer classes, ACC offers personalized assistance with applications, financial aid, and more. Visit us at austincc.edu/start now or call 512-223-7747 to learn more. ACC. Start here, get there.
Welcome back live here at Del Valle Veterans Memorial Stadium and listening to it proudly right here on the KMAX Sports Vype Media Network. My name is Daniel Chancellor alongside Robert Rodriguez, and of course we want to thank Miss Rosie Vega back at KMAX Studios. And now we were going to silence our microphones for the playing of the national anthem. Very nicely done by the Del Valle Marching Band, who playing the national anthem there here at Del Valle Veterans Memorial Stadium. The captains are lined up on their sidelines at the 50. They're getting ready to march out to the center of the field for the coin toss. But they, of course, will wait until the colors have finished marching off. They are at the 30-yard line right now. We want to thank, of course, the Del Valle Air Force ROTC for bringing and presenting the colors here tonight at Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Number 15, Drew Webster, and number 91, David Neal.
So there you're announcing your captains right now for each team. And they are actually marching out to the field as we speak. The captains for the visiting Westlake Chaparrals are as follows. Number 15, Drew Webster, senior defensive back. Number 36, younger brother of UT quarterback, and number 36, Jake Ellinger, senior linebacker. Number 62, Blake Webster, senior offensive lineman, and number 91, David Neal, senior defensive lineman. There's a hot call here in the roost. The captains for the Del Valle Cardinals. Number 2, sophomore running back, and standout here in the running back position for the Cardinals, Tavi Dunlap. Cardinals are going to win the coin toss and have elected to receive. Westlake will kick off. Coming in, number 5, true freshman, young standout at wide receiver, Caleb Burton. Number 9, Rashawn Morgan, sophomore defensive back. And number 33, DeKendrick Stearns are your captains for the Del Valle Cardinals. Again, Del Valle electing to receive after winning the kickoff. The Westlake Chaparrals will be kicking off from the north end zone or going from left to right. Del Valle defending the south end zone or going right to left. We look forward to bringing you all the action here. Robert, again, a lot of intangibles as we talked about with Coach in the pregame interview. What's your intangible here today? What does Del Valle need? What is that one intangible that could win this game for Del Valle outside of just solid defensive play? Solid offensive play, solid anything.
Solid everything is great, you know, but one of the thing is, and we've talked about it, you know, a few games actually, is not letting off the gas.
Yep.
The consistency of everything that they do so well is going to be the main thing. And we talk about it again, something that has always been a factor for Del Valle is the penalties. We got to stay clean here with the penalties.
Big kickoff to start the game. Number 8, Kirkland Moreau, junior. They got him listed as they might have been number 9, Gabe Lozano as the kicker. It looked like number 8 from up here in the booth. But, yeah, big kick goes out of the back. It was number 9, Gabe Lozano, senior kicker. Big leg by that young man as he boots it out of the back of the south end zone. So after the touchback, Del Valle will start their first offensive drive. Probably, in my opinion, Robert, this is going to be really the most important drive right now of this game. Del Valle has to come out here and make a statement early against the Chaparrals.
You got to start strong no matter who you're playing with. You got to make that first big play.
Spread offense to start the game for the Cardinals. 4 wide, 2 to either side. Single back offset to Washington, and that is Tavi Dunlop, and we appear to have a delay of game penalty that is going to back the Del Valle Cardinals back up to the 20-yard line. So 1st and 15 now, 12 minutes on the clock still. Same formation, quick snap, brought in and wrangled. Tavi brings it in, rumbles ahead. He's going to get about 2 yards on the carry. That'll make it 2nd and 13. Del Valle at their own 22.
Now, one of the things we have to remember is this is a nervous game for both sides of the team. Westlake coming in thinking, okay, maybe it's not going to be easy getting hit, and okay, Del Valle's got a little strength, and of course, Westlake, well-known high school, Del Valle's going to want to perform well.
2 on either side at the wide receiver position. Tavi gets the pitch out here to the near side. He's going to get taken back to the line of scrimmage, actually going to lose a yard. And my correction there is that's Marcus Barr on the carry. So a 1-yard loss results in 3rd and 14 for the Del Valle Cardinals.
Ball seemed a little bit slippery. You know, the weather is going to be a factor here. It is raining a little bit off and on. And whoever can, I guess, adjust to the weather right now is going to have the upper hand, the advantage here.
Del Valle breaking huddle, 4 wide again on either side in the spread. Tavi Dunlop offset to the left, to the right of Washington steps back in the pocket, throws it, dumps it off to Sims across the middle. He's going to take it to the outside, up to the 30, and gets shoved out of bounds. Flag comes in at the end of the play, and Reggie Sims on the reception is going to be good for about 9 yards. Brings Del Valle up to the 30-yard line. They'll still be 5 yards shy of the first down and the fourth down coming up, depending on the call of the penalty. 10:42 left to go here in the first quarter. Del Valle still sitting at their own 30 unless the penalty goes against them. And looks like the penalty did go against Del Valle. Westlake has decided to decline it. So Del Valle sends out the punting unit. I like the play at the end of this drive. It was a pass play. It was that nice little screen pass or the slant pass in the middle of the field that we've done with Reggie Sims a few times in the seasons, resulted in some big yardage. That was no different. 9 yards on the carry or 9 yards on the reception, but just not enough for the first.
Sims doing a great job so far this season.
There's the snap for the punter, which is Elijah Washington. Great little low snap, and it's going to take a sideways bounce toward the Westlake sideline and go and be blown dead at the Westlake 40. Nice little kick from Elijah Washington. With 10:18 left to go here in the first quarter, Westlake Chaparrals will start their first offensive drive from their own 40-yard line. Just like the offense needed to make a big statement, don't really think they did it really on that first drive, but the defense needs to do it here also. The defense, who's played very well as a young defense, needs to step up big. Westlake comes out with 4 wide, 3 to the near side in the shotgun. Tyler Anderson takes the snap and fakes the handoff, throws it to the near in the middle of the field, caught for a big Westlake gain of about 18 yards, going to put him in Del Valle territory at the 42-yard line.
Westlake looking to set quick.
4 wide this time for Westlake. Still a single back offset to the right, and the handoff this time on the delay up the middle. It's going to be good for about a 4-yard gain. That was Trip Graham on the carry for Westlake.
We talked about in the beginning of the game, you said that they make adjustments against their opponents running up the middle or the outside. So far, I think they've done better running, stopping the run up the middle, and they did good right here also.
4 wide again. Westlake looking to throw and does, and caught about the 38-yard line. First contact at about the 36. And the tackle's made. Brings up a 3rd and short. The defense sniffed that one out pretty quickly. Good job by both, looks like Tavari Dunlop coming in and playing linebacker as well as Davion Wright, junior linebacker for the Del Valle Cardinals.
I like the adjustment. Big guy going up against some tall guys on Westlake. Good stop by Dunlop.
3 wide to the top, single back, and the handoff on the delay again to Graham, and he muscles his way out of the Del Valle defenders and gets all the way up to the Del Valle 6-yard line. What a huge run, and the Del Valle defense playing a little on their heels on that 3rd down try.
They are indeed, and I think, you know, it's you got to get that first series out, both offense and defense, kind of feel them out, see what they got, get a hit here and there. Not disappointed right now in the defense.
Trip Graham gets the delay handoff again, spins out of a couple of tackles, lunges forward on the second effort, trying to get into the end zone. Unable to do so thanks to the defensive stop. Will get up to the Del Valle 1-yard line, though. 8:21 and counting on the clock. Westlake on the Del Valle 1, trying to put a crooked number on the board to start this first offensive drive. 3 wide to the top. Anderson with 2 backs in the backfield, hands it off to Graham, who jumps over the line and in the end zone. And the Westlake Chaparrals strike first against the Del Valle Cardinals. 6-0 the score. 8:03 on the clock here in the first quarter.
You know, the defense giving Westlake offensive line a little bit run for their money. They had a hard time keeping up with him, using moves, coming back around, a little almost pushing the back on how quick this defense is moving against Westlake.
Westlake very quick on the offensive snaps, not really doing much of they did a no huddle actually, as the snap and the hold kick goes up, and the extra point is good for the Westlake Chaparrals, so make that a 7-0 game with 8:03 here in the first quarter. But to get back to that drive, Robert, Westlake going with the no huddle, very quick up to the line of scrimmage. We know that with the depth being a bigger issue here for the Del Valle Cardinals, 74 players on this Westlake roster compared to our 52. So you're looking at 11 extra players, or 22 extra players already for the Westlake Chaparrals on their depth side. So they're going to be trying to expose that Del Valle depth chart a little bit and try to wear out this team.
You know, everybody always tries to do that.
Oh, yeah, they always
doesn't
try.
actually completely succeed in it. One thing that none of these teams have ever taken account for is the heart that Del Valle has playing the game of football and being here at home in front of such a great crowd.
Weather hasn't kept the crowd away, really. They've actually shown up. Weather in the 50s here at Del Valle Veterans Memorial Stadium. We've had a light rain ever since the sun started going down. There is expected to be some more rain throughout the evening. Of course, everyone knows about the flooding that's happening around the area. If you or anyone you know has been affected by the flooding, our thoughts and prayers are with you and your folks or your friends and family or anyone. So best wishes to everyone in the recovery phase of this. We've got a long way to go, unfortunately. More rain expected over the next couple of days, and that means a lot more water coming into Lake Travis, already about 20 feet over full. So got some issues happening here in Central Texas, but it's nice to have a little distraction of Central Texas high school football to get away with from it all. As the kickoff comes out of the end zone and up to the 9-yard line, we'll make it the 10. Nice little return by Marcus Barr out of the end zone for the Del Valle Cardinals. That has got a really good leg, I have to say it, for the Westlake kicker, Gabe Lozano. It's got a rocket attached to his hip.
Del Valle is about to get ready, come out the second time this game on offense, and need to make a couple of adjustments. Outside is giving him a hard time. Maybe up the middle might work for him.
Del Valle back to the wing tee. First offensive possession was all spread, but this one goes to the wing tee and immediately confuses Westlake. They're going to go get called off sides, and that'll be a free 5 yards, for the Del Valle Cardinals. That'll bring them up to the 15-yard line. So 1st and 5 for the Del Valle Cardinals. 7:57 here to go in the first quarter. Westlake leads it 7-0. Back to the wing tee again. Two backs to choose from. Big John Bracken is your flex. One wide receiver here to the near side. The snap. The handoff is a quick one right up the middle, but the Westlake Chaparrals sniffed it out. And that is going to be Tabby Dunlop on the carry. Back to the line of scrimmage, brings up 2nd and 5 for the Cardinals. 7:40 and counting. Quick personnel change by the Cardinals.
Now Westlake knows they have to get more than one guy on Dunlop, which they're succeeding with right now. They know the strength of Dunlop, and that's where they have to stop, and that's where they're focusing on.
Back to the spread, 3 wide to the top, and it is going to be Elijah Washington holding on to it. Nice little hit onto the safety to keep that drive going. He needed 5, he got 15, and that's going to be a first down for the Del Valle Cardinals up to their own 30-yard line.
Never count out the speed and agility of Washington. Can always do a great job. Has been a great quarterback for this team so far, and man, he still has the moves. Man, he moves very nice, cuts where he needs to, and makes good decisions as a quarterback.
Back to the wing tee again. 2 backs in the backfield as Elijah Washington gets under center. Single wide receiver to the top, and the handoff comes around here to the near side. Bounces it out to the even further up to the numbers. Up to the 40 and gets shoved out of bounds at about the 41. Nice carry with a good burst of speed. Marcus Barr, welcome back to the running back position, sir.
Nicely done. Marcus Barr has always been such a great little speedster there, and using your words, sometimes he squirts right out and gets them extra yards. Nice job.
What he lacks in height, he makes up in speed and agility, and that's how he's able to squirt into out of the line like that, because he disappears behind the line of scrimmage when those big guys, those big buffet eaters start
they don't know where he went.
Hitting each other, yeah. Back to the wing tee, 5 seconds on the play clock, and the Del Valle Cardinals coaching staff saw a little confusion by the offense and needed to call a timeout. That'll be their first charge timeout of the half. With 6:37 left to go here in the first quarter, Westlake leads at 7-0 over the Del Valle Cardinals, and you're hearing it right here on the KMAX Sports Vype Media Network.
This is the KMAX Sports Network, and this is what we do.
Looking left, throws into the end zone. Snap again. He hits the turf. And Del Valle scoops it up. Cameron Wilkins
corner of the end zone.
15, 10, 5, touchdown.
Let us broadcast your team. Send an email to Merle@KMAXSports.com or Chuck at KMAXSports.com to find out how.
Side, he's got blockers in front of him.
15,
Touchdown.
5, touchdown.
Yes, sir.
It's what we do, and nobody does it better. We are KMAX Sports.
Sound off. Tell us what you think right here on Twitter at KMAX Sports.
Welcome back to Del Valle Veterans Memorial Stadium. The score, Westlake 7, Del Valle nothing. 6:37 to go in the first quarter. Timeout's over. 1st and 10. Del Valle on their own 41-yard line after a good run by Marcus Barr here on the near side. And now, back to the wing tee. Elijah Washington under center, 2 backs. And the handoff goes to Dunlop on the far side. Cuts quickly up the middle, trying to get something out of nothing. He had the Westlake Chaparral defenders all over him. Able to grab a yard, bringing up 2nd and 9 from the 42.
Something that Dunlop might be able to do is wear out this defense. It's just a matter of who's got more gas in the tank.
Looks like we're going back to the spread. 3 wide to the near side. Dunlop offset to the left of Washington. The snap. Washington holds on to the ball. Ducks under a couple of defenders. Makes it up to the 44-yard line. They'll spot him at the 45. So a 3-yard run by Washington, and that'll bring up 3rd and 6. Del Valle needing to get to the Westlake 49-yard line for a first down. 5:48 left to go here in the first quarter. I'm Daniel Chancellor. He's Robert Rodriguez. We want to thank Rosie Vega back at KMAX Studios for helping us out. The woman behind the curtain tonight, making sure we stay alive on the Wi-Fi waves. 4 wide now, 2 on either side. Spread offense again. Washington, hard count. Pressure coming, rolls off to the near side, throws at the last minute. The ball is caught at the 45 on the Westlake side of the side of the field. It is ruled a completion, and that'll be good for a Del Valle first down.
Nicely done. And again, smarts from Elijah Washington. Good thought, good play.
Yeah, that was, again, heads-up play. Big pressure coming from Westlake Chaparrals right up the middle. He rolled out here to the near side or near the Del Valle sideline. Found a receiver wide open. Hit him at the last minute for a good first down and into Westlake territory. Back to the wing tee. Single wide receiver near side. The snap. The handoff quickly up the middle. Westlake sniffs it out pretty quickly again. And down goes that's going to be Tavi Dunlop. Going to go lose about a half a yard on that one. Bringing up 2nd and 11 for the Del Valle Cardinals. It seems like Westlake has the middle of the field sealed up pretty well, but the outside seems to be a little weakness for them. Del Valle might want to start exposing that a little bit. Trips to the top for Del Valle from the spread. Tavi Dunlop offset to the left of Washington, who decides to hold on to it. Second effort squirting forward, and he's going to pick up about 3 yards on the carry. That'll bring up a long 3rd down for Del Valle, 3rd and 8 from the Westlake 48-yard line. 4:35 and counting on the clock. This is a big 3rd down here for the Cardinals, needing to convert this. Westlake struggling a little bit here defensively. 3 wide to the top. Spread offense again. Tavi Dunlop offset to the right of Washington. Fakes the handoff. Throws out to the screen. Blockers in front of him. He's going up to the 40 and takes him out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. Will be very close to a first down. Make that the 37. So 2 yards shy of a first down for the Del Valle Cardinals. 4th and 2, 4:08 left to go here in the first quarter. Del Valle going to go for it here. This is going to be a huge 4th down conversion. 3 wide, 2 to the near side. Shotgun. And Washington holds on to it. Got pressure. He's going to get the first down. He's up to the 30. He's still on his feet. The 20, the 15, and goes out of bounds at the 10. Big, huge fourth down conversion for the Del Valle Cardinals. That's going to keep this drive going. And marked at the 11, Del Valle is in the red zone, and the Westlake Chaparrals are going to burn a timeout here. I take that back. I think we had an injury on the field, but it looks like they're going to shake it off. That is going to be one of our big offensive linemen. Not sure what the problem is. Of course, even if we could tell you what his symptoms seem to be, we can't do it anyway. It's against UIL rules. We can tell you that the young man is walking off on his own, which is a great thing to see. Hopefully we will see him back here in a little while. But right now, Samson Reyna is the injured Cardinal coming off the field. Del Valle breaks huddle again on the 11-yard line of the Westlake Chaparrals. Trying to score here on this drive. Can get to the 2 for another set of downs. The snap quickly to Dunlop. He's going to bounce it out to the near side, up to the 10, spins out of a tackle, and gets up to the 7. Going to keep the clock rolling as he didn't make it out of bounds, and that's just fine by Del Valle.
Excuse me, I like the way Del Valle's running against Westlake right now, and of course Washington doing fantastic stuff. Good footwork by him, cutting on the outside and just knowing how to run against Westlake.
Again, back to the wing T. 2 backs to choose from. And Elijah Washington looking for a play change. And barks out some orders to his line. Looks like there's going to be a change here. Quick snap. And it goes to... Can't see who the runner is. Oh, there we go. We got that big guy back in there playing at the fullback position, Dennis Bellama. He's going to pick up a couple of yards on the carry. Gets up to the 7. And now it's going to bring up 3rd and 5 from the 7. Del Valle again. A new set of downs can happen if we can get to the 2-yard line.
Now this guy is a big dude coming in, and Bellama just doing a great job complimenting all these great runners that Del Valle has.
Marcus Barr and Dunlop in the backfield. Elijah Washington under center, looking to throw to the back corner of the end zone and up over the head of his intended target. That was Caleb Burton. Caleb looking for a flag, didn't get it, and that is going to bring up 4th and 5 for Del Valle Cardinals. And Coach Burton sending out his special teams unit, and that is going to be Kevin Vasquez getting ready to kick the ball away and try to send it through the uprights for a crooked number for the Del Valle Cardinals. 2.5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Vasquez has his spot. Here's the snap. It's high. It's wrangled down. It's kicked. And bounces off the crossbar. I think it was tipped at the line by the Westlake Chaparrals. That'll keep the score the same. Westlake 7, Del Valle nothing with 2.5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. It really looked like Westlake got some pressure in there on the backside and just got a hand on that ball as it was kicked by Vasquez.
I mean, just barely. And Westlake does have a lot of tall players, so might have been a little bit easier than normal for us.
I will say this. The second offensive drive for the Del Valle Cardinals, absolutely a fantastic drive. They ran the ball well. They passed the ball when needed to. And Elijah Washington used his feet when he had to. Great offensive drive. I know it didn't result in points as the Westlake Chaparrals on their first carry from this drive results in about a 5-yard run from Graham. But I do have to tell you, man, the Cardinals, I understand, are probably disappointed for not coming away with points, but good offensive drive. Now it's the defense's turn. Get the ball back for that offense. 3 wide, to the near side, 2 backs to choose from for Anderson. Anderson takes a snap, the flags come in and blows the play dead, and we're going to have a false start call against the Westlake Chaparrals. They had 2nd 5, they'll be back to 2nd 10. Again, lining up on their own 20. 2:01 left to go here in the first quarter. Westlake leads it by 7. Nothing's changed here, 7-0. Del Valle trailing the Westlake Chaparrals at Veterans Memorial Stadium. 4 wide, 2 to either side. Graham offset to the right of his quarterback, who throws it to the far side. It's caught It's going to be good for about a... Oh, no, it's incomplete. Good timed hit by the Del Valle Cardinal defense. Does that look like that was Caleb Burton on the playing defensive back and rattled that ball loose? Incomplete pass brings up 3rd and 10 for the Westlake Chaparrals. Huge defensive play there.
I like how Coach has decided to put some of these guys in that he knows are playmakers, doing great on defense.
4 wide, trips to the near side as Anderson rolls her out to the near side, throws at the last minute, catches his guy right on the breadbasket over the shoulder, and goes down at the Del Valle 43, make that 45-yard line. So that was a huge first down pass completion for the Westlake Chaparrals.
Nicely done play. Del Valle was there to stop for any extra yards, tackled right after the catch.
Real quick offense again, 4 wide, true to either side. The handout. No, it's Anderson holding on to it as he rolls out to the far side toward the Westlake sideline. Goes out of bounds on the Westlake sideline at around the 40-yard line, which is going to be good for about a 5-yard run. 1:34 left to go here in the first quarter. Westlake on the Del Valle 40, 2nd and 5.
Del Valle holding Westlake to 7 points so far in this first quarter. Not doing a bad job.
Anderson back in the shotgun, 3 wide to the near side. Graham offset to his left. And the handoff, no, holds on to it. The Del Valle defense sniffs it out. Anderson hits the turf all the way back to the original line of scrimmage. I'll take that back. He's going to be 1 yard shy of the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd and 9 from the Del Valle 44-yard line.
And that's that Del Valle line that gets in the backfield and make things happen. Great job by the linemen in Del Valle. Communication, and this is what happens.
4 wide, 2 to either side. The handoff is, or the, not the handoff, the snap is low. It's going to be remarkably caught on the tip by Graham. Graham just in the right place at the right time. Del Valle defense pressuring. Tyler Anderson grabs a hold of the arm as he throws the pass. Graham
that was just pure luck.
Graham was just in the right place. He saw that ball floating up there a little longer.
It really was. Right place at the right time. Del Valle again getting in the backfield, putting on that pressure. Keep it up.
3 wide on the wide receiver side, 2 to the top. Anderson with the snap. The handoff to Graham, up the middle, and there's a huge hole. He's going to be up to the 15, the 10, and finally goes down at the Del Valle 5-yard line. Huge run by Westlake, and that was a big 4th down conversion there as it was 4th and 2 for the Chaparrals.
Now I'm going to say this. You think a guy like Graham would do a lot better against guys like Del Valle that are a little bit smaller than him, but Del Valle holding their own, tackling him every time they get a chance.
16 seconds left in the first quarter, and Graham at handoff on the delay up the middle. He's going to get stood up at the 7 and drives his legs forward to the 3 before they finally blow the whistles dead. But, man, good penetration by that Del Valle defense, getting him 2 yards deep. Just a lot of strength by the runner there of Graham to get up to the 2.
Get Dunlop to tackle him.
That's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter of the Westlake Chaparrals on the Del Valle 2-yard line. They're going to swap ends of the field, and when we come back, we'll bring you to the second quarter here on the KMAX Sports Vype Media Network.
Some realtors just want to sell you a house, but at Beyond the Move Realty, they want to build a relationship for life. Because let's face it, your needs can and will change. When that happens, Beyond the Move will be there as a trusted resource to help you buy or sell your next home. Learn more online at btmrealty.com or stop by and see them at 411 Humphreys Drive in Butte.
This is the KMAX Sports Network.
KMAX Sports is on Twitter. Get up-to-date scores and more on your computer and on the go with your smartphone. It's fast and easy. Just follow us at KMAX Sports. Sound off. Tell us what you think right here on Twitter at KMAX Sports.
Welcome back to Del Valle Veterans Memorial Stadium. We're coming into the second quarter here. Westlake leads your Del Valle Cardinals 7-0. And they are sitting on the Del Valle 2-yard line. The timeout is over while they were switching halves, getting everything ready. Robert, what a great first quarter. I know that people are like, wait, we're losing 7-0. How's it a great first quarter? This is a Westlake offense who has scored multiple points on every opponent they've played this season in the first, second, third, and fourth quarters. For this Del Valle defense to hold them to 7 points is pretty fantastic. And now the Westlake Chaparrals, trying to do it again, looking for a pass, can't find it. Good coverage by the Del Valle Cardinals. Anderson safely throws the pass away out of the end zone and out of the sideline. That'll bring up 3rd and short from the 2-yard line.
I like how the Del Valle defense just waited for that play to form, and they said, okay, this is where we need to attack, this is where we need to go in. Again, putting the pressure, not allowing anybody to be open on Westlake. Good job by the Del Valle Cardinals.
Anderson has 3 targets at wide receiver, 2 backs, and the handoff goes to Graham up the middle. It looks like Del Valle's going to stop him. Oh, no, they are going to call it a touchdown on the far side. Flags coming in late, a hat coming off one of the referees. So we could have multiple infractions here. We will wait to see what's going on. We did have one ref call it a touchdown. We will have to see what the official call is here. So be patient with us, folks. Yeah, they're going to go talk to head coach Charles Burton of the Del Valle Cardinals. Looks like there may be an infraction against the Westlake Chaparrals. But it looks like they're going to let the touchdown stand. Maybe it'll be a infraction that happens after the kickoff. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct against Westlake.
No.
That is going to be assessed after the kickoff, or after the extra point try and at the kickoff. So Westlake, unsportsmanlike conduct call against someone there after the touchdown, extending their lead to 13-0. And the extra point try, there's the snap, the hold, the kick is up. And it's going to sell good. That'll break the Westlake lead 14-0 with 11:49 here to go in the first half over the Del Valle Cardinals. Looking forward to seeing what Del Valle can do here on this next offensive drive. They were able to move the ball extremely well against the Westlake defense that last drive. Came up a little short when they got into the red zone, trying to go for the 3-point or the field goal try. Unable to get it hit the crossbar. Vasquez had just enough distance on it, and I think he initially had the power on it as well. I just think the pressure from the Westlake special teams able to get just a fingertip or so on it, slowed that ball down and kept Vasquez's field goal try from selling true. So that is how we are sitting right now with 11:49 left to go here in the first half. Westlake 14, Del Valle nothing. But we're looking forward for a very exciting next offensive drive for the Del Valle Cardinals. So the kickoff will be assessed at the 25-yard line versus the 40 for the Westlake Chaparrals. So a big 15-yard penalty going against the Chaparrals here on the kickoff. Del Valle should be looking at really good field position on this kickoff return. Back deep to return it, number 1, Marcus Barr. Number 7, Reggie Sims. And back to back them up there, number 3, Jacob Lopez, who's actually going to be up at around the 40-yard line. Marcus Barr and Reggie Sims back at around the 20 and 25 respectively.
I like the guys coaches got in the backfield. Very nicely done. Yeah,
Marcus
good
Barr,
decision
Reggie
for these
Sims.
guys.
Reggie Sims has definitely got that track speed, that unbelievable 40 time. He's got to be running a full 4 at least. And that is a very dangerous returner for the Westlake Chaparrals. Ooh, a flag coming in. I believe we're going to have a delay of game against the Westlake Chaparrals. And that's exactly what it is. So back them up 5 yards.
Wow.
So Westlake now kicking off from the 20-yard line. Del Valle is enjoying the miscues here, the last 2 miscues by this Westlake team.
Now the only thing Del Valle has to do is make sure that they utilize and take the opportunity that Westlake has practically given them.
Big kick here from Westlake, recovered at the 20 by Sims. I apologize, that's Marcus Barr. He's going to get up to the 37 before he gets taken down. The speedster and Marcus Barr there returning that kick. Nice little 17-yard return there on the kickoff. Sets Del Valle up in pretty decent field position. With 11:44 left to go here in the first half. Del Valle trailing by 14 to the Westlake Chaparrals. 14-0 the score. Back to the wing T formation for our Cardinals. Barr and Dunlop in the backfield. And the handoff goes to Barr this time. He bounces it back inside. That was Dunlop. He saw that outside hole was not there, bounced it back in, able to get a little over a yard on that first carry, brings up 2nd and 9 from the Del Valle 38-yard line.
Good decision by Dunlop there. He saw that his hole wasn't entirely open, like you said, cut back just a little bit, and was able just to sidestep, get one jump for the yard.
Sticking to the wing T, 2 wide receivers this time, splitting the field, 2 backs in the backfield, and the pitch back to Dunlop. He bounces it outside after he sees it's not happening. Past the 40 and gets taken down after a shoestring tackle. They're going to spot him at about the 45-yard line, just about 2 yards shy of the first down. Brings up 3rd and 2 from the Del Valle 45.
Good run, of course, by Dunlop. And Del Valle seemed to be cashing in on running on the outside, finding a little bit of room there, and kind of finding some weak spots in Westlake on the outside.
Same formation for our Cardinals. Elijah Washington pitching it back to Dunlop again. Blockers in front, dives forward. Good enough for the first down. He needed 2. He got 2. And up to the Del Valle 47-yard line and another first down. 10.5 minutes left to go here in the first half.
Again, good enough for a first down. Del Valle seemed to be moving the ball little by little, but doing a great job. Again, with the first down against Westlake. Good work by Del Valle.
Del Valle going back to the spread offense. 3 wide, 2 to the near side. Man in motion from top to bottom. And the snap. The handoff goes to Dunlop on the far side. He's got blockers in front of him. Past the 50 and into Westlake territory and taken down at the Westlake 46.
Moving it up the field very nicely.
Yes, sir. I agree with you. That was a good, hard run by Dunlop. I honestly felt like Dunlop's been a little nervous running against this Westlake defense, and now he's finally starting to loosen up a little bit and realize these guys aren't as big and tough as maybe I think they were.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Absolutely, and doing a great job pushing up against Westlake.
Same formation. Man in motion from top to bottom again, and Washington holds on to it. Gets up to the 45, dives forward. He's going to be about a yard shy of the first down. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1 from the Westlake 44 with 9.5 minutes left to go here in the first half.
Del Valle Cardinals getting a little bit of momentum there, getting set a little faster. I like how they're playing right now and just punching it up the middle on the side, getting yard for yard, moving the chains here and there. Good work by Del Valle.
Sticking with the spread, 3 wide, 2 to the near side. Dunlop backs up and stays behind Washington, and Washington redirects him to his right side as they're going north to south and left to right. The snap. Washington holds on to it. High steps out of a shoestring tackle up to the 45, hit from behind and taken down. It's going to be good enough for a first down. He needed 1, got 2, and gets up to the Westlake 42-yard line. Right now, they're debating on whether or not it's a first down, and they are going to call it finally a first down for the Del Valle Cardinals. 1st and 10 from the Westlake, I will correct myself here, from the Westlake 43. 8.5 minutes left to go here in the first half.
Again, Washington doing a great job, good leg work, missing a couple tackles juking a couple tackles in the backfield for the first down.
Back under center. Wing T, the handoff is going to go to Barr. He's going to bounce it inside. He's going to keep it up the middle. He's going to get about 2 yards on the run. Marcus Barr getting his number called. Gets 2 yards on it. Brings up 2nd and 8 from the Chaparral 41-yard line.
Nice 2 yards by Barr.
Tough 2 yards.
Yeah, tough 2 yards. But I tell you what, these tall Westlake players could not get a grip on him. He's running low, and they're just missing. They can't grab him, and gaining 2 yards here and there. He's kind of nickel and diming him.
Del Valle comes out with 2 wide on either side of the formation, 2 backs in the backfield. Washington under center. It's a fumble on the snap. A snubble is a fumbled snap, by the way. Just made that word up. And Westlake has recovered the fumble. Bad exchange there from the snap from the center there to Elijah Washington. Outside before this turn of events, this Del Valle team doing what they needed to do against a stronger opponent, nickel and diming, getting away with the inch game here, getting the first downs, eating up the clock. This was a drive that was looking toward the end zone. I can tell you that right now, Robert.
And you can tell by the body language on the defense right now, they're ready to do something and make something happen in this game. They know they're not entirely out with only 14 points on the board.
Westlake taking over from their own 42. First play, a handoff goes to Graham. He's going to get hit hard. Gets back to the line of scrimmage and about a yard more. That'll bring up 2nd and 9 from the Westlake 44-yard line.
Del Valle looking hungry on defense.
We do have an injured Cardinal down on the field right now at about the 45-yard line. This will be a tough loss. This is a defense that with youth and everything it needs every available player that they have right now. All the starters who have been able to come together and form this defense like they have. But this young man able to get up on his feet, making his way off. Big important player too. Junior offensive lineman and defensive lineman Andres Gomez. He is making his way off under his own power. Good to see that. And we'll keep it right here since he is being able to make his way off the field. 7:21 left to go here in the first half. Westlake 14, Del Valle nothing. Westlake with the ball. 2nd and 9 from their own 44-yard line. Three wide for Westlake to the top. The snap goes to Anderson from the shotgun, and it's a screen pass on the far side. Shoestring tackle at the 50-yard line. They're going to actually spot him at the Del Valle 49, and that will bring up 3rd and 2 for the Chaparrals with 6:56 left to go here in the first half. The clock is still running. That hurry-up offense again. They're going to have a flag go against Westlake, though, as here on the end, number 72 for Westlake got some happy feet. Connor Haverson, junior offensive lineman, saw that pressure coming from the defense from Del Valle. Just flinched a little bit. That's what they needed. That'll back them up 5, and that'll bring it to 3rd and 8 for the Chaparrals. Back in their own territory as well at the 46.
You know you've got a good QA when she says, "Really, Snubble?"
She's listening. I like creating words here on the KMAX Sports Vype Media Network. Big pass down the sideline for the Westlake Chaparrals. They're going to call it a catch. That was a huge pass there. Man, they needed 8 for a first down. They needed to get to the Del Valle 47-yard line then. Got to the Del Valle 16-yard line with that pass. Westlake opening it up big here now with 3 wide, and again that hurry-up offense not letting the defense really get set. The big run up the middle from Graham is going to result in a touchdown from 16 yards out. With 6:25 left to go here in the first half, the Del Valle Cardinals trailing the Westlake Chaparrals 20-0. Extra point try coming up here from the Chaparrals. Leg from the big kicker of Gabe Lozano. Setting up at the 10. Holder number 11, Mason Mangum, junior wide receiver. The snap, the hold, the kick, pressure coming from Del Valle. But it is going to go through, and that will make the score Westlake 21, Del Valle nothing. 6:25 left to go here in the first half. We'll take a real quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll bring you the rest of the first half right here on the KMAX Sports Vype Media Network.
BMW of South Austin and Audi South Austin are proud title sponsors of Cardinal Athletics. Located near IH-35 and Stastny Lane, Hendrick Automotive offers 2 premier facilities featuring over 500 new vehicles, along with our award-winning manufacturer-certified service centers. Being focused on people by serving our teammates, our customers, and our community is what sets this dealership apart. People are our most important asset. Come Vype Media is the state's most comprehensive high school sports media outlet covering UIL, private schools. Vype has been in Texas for over a decade. Visit their website at Vype, VYPE-Texas.com. And also pick up your Vype magazine today. Get in the game with Vype Media.
Trailing the Westlake Chaparrals 21-0 here with 6:25 before halftime. The kickoff, Del Valle recovers it from the 8-yard line up to the 20 and shoved back to this 18-yard line. Del Valle, pretty good return there. Have to get a number for you on the returner. I believe that was Marcus Barr again. It sure was. He caught that one at about the 6 or 7 yard line and rumbled it up to the 20, and then it hit hard. Still, nice job by the Del Valle Cardinals. 2 offensive drives have resulted in positive yards. They're doing a really good job. Just need to keep everything together. Some small miscues, and this Del Valle team, they'll be finding their number on the crooked column, or the crooked number to put in the score column here in just a few minutes. The snap goes to Elijah Washington. He's looking around to see if he could throw it. Doesn't find anybody. He's going to get a 6-yard run out of it, though. That'll bring up 2nd and 4 from the Del Valle 27-yard line.
And again, you can always say great things about Washington doing a good job. Didn't look like he was going to come out with anything on that play, and gets himself 6 yards.
5:56 left to go here in the first half. Del Valle sticking with the shotgun for now. 2 wide, 1 to either side, and 2 backs. The high snap is wrangled in by Washington. He's got blockers in front of him, but the shoestring tackle is going to stop him behind the line of scrimmage and back to the 24-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and long for the Del Valle Cardinals.
Westlake getting tired of getting burned in the backfield by Washington, trying to make something happen on their defense when it comes to that. But Washington, again, like you said, shoestring tackle there. Let's see what we got, what Coach has in the toolbox.
Del Valle breaks huddle. 3rd and 6 is the call. 2 wide, 2 backs to choose from, and a tight end in the formation for the Cardinals. Tight end in motion from top to bottom. Westlake showing blitz. There's an opening in the middle field, and off the fingertips of Caleb Burton. He had no one in front of him, and he would have been in the end zone. He had made contact with that ball, hit his hands at around the Chaparral 45, and you can see it right now. He wants that one back.
I would too if I was Burton. Man, wide open, just a bit overthrown. I mean, if he was just going a little bit faster, and just Washington with, like I said, a little bit too much mustard on that one. But good adjustment for the line. Lots of protection and lots of time for Washington.
Del Valle sends out the punting unit from their 20-yard line, making it up to their 24, but low line drive punt. Going to take a Del Valle bounce, get recovered at the 42-yard line on the Westlake side, into Del Valle territory up to the 40, the 35, and finally gets shoved out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. And a little extra motion on the far sideline. No flags, though, as the Del Valle comes away with it. Big return there, though, by the Westlake punt special teams unit. 4:46 left to go here in this ball game. Westlake will have the ball on the Del Valle 33-yard line.
Del Valle's not doing bad on offense. They're really not. They've just got a couple of loose ends that they need to tighten up. After that, they'll put that crooked, on the numbers on the board, no problem. It's just, again, those loose ends that they just got to tighten up.
Del Valle defense back out on the field, 4 wide, 2 to either side, and stood up at the line of scrimmage as Graham on the handoff. He leans forward for about a 2-yard gain, but the Del Valle defense snuffed that one out, hit him at the line of scrimmage, and all he could do was fall forward.
I think Graham's been surprised with how well the Del Valle Cardinals been stopping the run game up the middle.
4 wide, 2 to either side again for Anderson. Anderson looks to the sideline for a change of play. Playing in the spread formation. Going south to north or right to left. Set up on the Del Valle 32. 2nd and 9. The snap. Anderson's looking to throw. Does to the far side of the field into the end zone, and well covered, but caught. And the Westlake Chaparrals find the pay dirt again. Well covered by the Del Valle Cardinals, just unable to protect the pass. 3:58 left to go here in the first half. And the Westlake Chaparrals 27, Del Valle nothing. Extra point try coming up. Mangum with the holder. Calls for the snap. Brings it in, brings it down. The kick is through and good. Westlake Chaparrals now lead our Del Valle Cardinals 28-0 here with 3:58 left to go in the first half. We'll take one more quick break. And when we come back, Del Valle will return the kick here from Del Valle Veterans Memorial Stadium right here on the KMAX Sports Vype Media Network.
BMW of South Austin and Audi South Austin are proud title sponsors of Cardinal Athletics. Located near IH-35 and Stastny Lane, Hendrick Automotive offers 2 premier facilities featuring over 500 new vehicles, along with our award-winning manufacturer-certified service centers. Being focused on people by serving our teammates, our customers, and our community is what sets this dealership apart. People are our most important asset. Come
dials and back at KMAX Studios, Ms. Rosie Bega making sure we stay on the Wi-Fi waves. We greatly appreciate all your help, Miss Rosie. And don't forget, it's a snubble. 3:58 left to go here in the first half. Westlake 28, Del Valle nothing. And they are getting ready to kick it off to our Del Valle Cardinals from the 40. And there's the kick. It's a high, booming kick. Going to be recovered at about the 10-yard line by Marcus Barr, who's going to slip on that west turf at about the 16-yard line, and that's where Del Valle will start this next offensive drive. 3:53 left to go here in the first half. If I were Del Valle, what I'd really want to do here is try to maintain the possession of the ball here, run out the remainder of the clock in the first half, get a score, and go into halftime with a little momentum. I think that would probably be the best script I could write for this next offensive drive.
You're a good storyteller.
The handoff goes to Dunlop on the far side on that first snap. Is going to result in about a 3-yard gain, bringing up 2nd and 7 from the Del Valle 19-yard line with 3:41 left to go here in the first half.
Now again, Del Valle not having too much of a hard time moving the ball. It's just a couple of loose ends that they need to tighten up on. Defense doing a good job stopping the run game, even though there's 28 points on the board. I think
Westlake's had the results of the pass game.
Yeah.
Elijah Washington in the shotgun, 3 wide to the near side, and Dunlop offset to his right. He holds on to the ball himself, calls his own number, rumbles up to the 25-yard line. He's going to be 2 yards shy of the first down, setting up at the Del Valle 24-yard line, bringing up 3rd and 2 with 3:04 left to go here in the first half.
Dunlop hasn't had too much success, but some, not entirely a shutout when it comes to stopping him. Still getting a few yards here and there. Again, nickel and diming this defense of Westlake.
3 wide to the top for the Cardinals. Pistol formation for Washington. Handoff goes to Dunlop, who is sniffed out immediately by this Westlake defense back to the 20, and that's going to bring up 4th and 7 for the Del Valle Cardinals with 2.5 minutes left to go here in the first half. Westlake calling their their first charge timeout of the half. Robert, let's talk about this first half real quick. Let's talk about this very important 4th down. Del Valle in a really bad territory here, setting up on their own 22. If they go for it here and fail, they're only giving 22 yards of field to the Westlake Chaparrals, who offense has been able to find pay dirt in the last 3 or 4 offensive drives without a problem. if you complete this fourth down conversion, you keep the drive alive, obviously, and you give your offense an opportunity to put a crooked number on the board before going into halftime. What do you think Coach is thinking right now?
I'm saying, hey, they got 28 points on the board. If they make another touchdown, we still got to have to get the ball back and do what we need to, regardless what happens.
Still
you
another
just
half
go
of
out
football
there. Exactly. You go out there and rub a little dirt in their eyes, I guess you could say.
Again,
do what you can.
Make them realize they came to Veterans Memorial Stadium and they're playing a football game.
Exactly.
Del Valle is going to go for it here. 3 wide to the top. Shotgun. Elijah Washington looking for the snap. He looks to the sideline for a play change. Taking their time. 12 seconds on the play clock and counting. Timeout called by Del Valle this time. That will be their second charge timeout. 1 timeout remaining. Del Valle looking over that defense that Westlake brought out on the field. Now it gives them something maybe they can scheme a little bit more toward. Trying to convert a 4th and 5. They're at their own 21 and they need to get to their 26.
Going back to the play where Burton almost caught it, that could be something that they could definitely look at, something to that effect. Even though their running game is so strong, regardless who they're playing, Burton has been such a great asset to this Del Valle Cardinals team, and just needs to make something happen here. He's got the speed and everything else going for him. Let's see what Coach has to do right here on this play.
Well, after the timeout, it looks like that Del Valle is now going to send out the punting unit. Elijah Washington has come on as the punter, and he has that rugby-style punt. So it looks like maybe Del Valle was just wanting to see what the Westlake Chaparrals would send out on the field if they did decide to go for it on 4th down here, maybe just to see what could happen in the second half. But now Elijah Washington posting up on his own 9-yard line, make that 10 to punt this ball away to the Chaparrals. It's a low snap. It comes off the turf. Elijah Washington gets it away. The ball bounces at the 50. It takes a Del Valle bounce. It's now at the Westlake 40, and that is where the ball will be blown dead. And with 2 minutes, 23 seconds left to go in the first half, the Westlake Chaparrals will have this next offensive drive from their own 40. A flag comes in late as a Del Valle player is laying on his stomach at the 40-yard line on the opposite side of the 50, Del Valle side of the field. The refs are talking about it at the 50 right now. I didn't see the play, but this young man is facing the wrong direction. So indications here are we're going to have a block in the back or something like that. It's also resulted in what could be an injury. So now the refs are really having to discuss this. The head referee is the one that threw his flag down.
You hate to see when any player gets hurt in any kind of way, whether small or big. You just don't want anything to happen to these guys playing football.
We're going to give him a couple more seconds, and if this young man is not off the turf, either on his own or with some help, we'll take a commercial break while the training staff takes a look at him. Again, not sure who it is. For the Cardinals, they have had a couple of injuries on the day. Andres Gomez was one of them earlier. Haven't noticed if he is back out on the field just yet. And I can tell you that Samson Reyna was the first injury of the day for the Cardinals, and he is not going to be back out on the field to play for the remainder of the game. Yeah, I think, Robert, let's go ahead and take a real quick. Well, they're setting him up right now. Hold on one second. This is this is one of those opportunities kind of, oh, there we go. There we go. Young man getting off the field right now. Joshua Castaneda, actually one of the young men who lead the Del Valle Cardinals in the sack department, and it is one of the top 500 football players in the state of Texas in the sack department. So that's a pretty big defensive player we need to keep out on the field. Hopefully that young man can find his way back out there here in a little while. So it was a penalty against Westlake. block in the back, so they're going to mark off the penalty at the end of the kick. So Westlake backing it all the way up here, and will start this offensive drive from their 25-yard line with 2:23 left to go here in the first half and a lead of 28-0 over our Cardinals. Defense talking things over right now, getting ready to set up and get ready to face this Westlake offense who's coming out in a hurry. 4 wide, trips to the top. Anderson rolls out to the top and looks to throw. Flag comes in late. Ball hits the turf, incomplete pass. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the 25. 2:16 left to go here in the first half. Waiting for the call as we're going to have, it looks like, a holding penalty going against Westlake.
Westlake screwed themselves back closer to the end zone little by little.
2 big penalties there right at the end of the kickoff, on the punt. And now this one, a holding call on the first play from scrimmage. That'll back them up to the 15-yard line. 2:16 left to go in the first half. Westlake's going to break huddle, or actually break the formation with 2 to either side, single back, and Graham. Anderson looking to throw, in trouble, up the middle of the field, now to the near side, up to the 40, the 45, the 50, Del Valle in pursuit, and he runs it out of bounds at the Del Valle, around the Del Valle 35-yard line. So a big run by Taylor Anderson. This is a young man that had almost 1,500 yards on the ground last year, just over 3,000 yards in the air. So this is a dual-threat quarterback who knows when to run. Del Valle's going to have to keep their head on a swivel with him. 4 wide again, 2 to either side for the Westlake Chaparrals. Single back and Graham. Anderson rolls out, pitches it back to the near side, and hit immediately and taken down. Great tackle, great responsiveness by the Del Valle defense. That looked like number 45, Nicholas Chavez, in on the tackle first. He just read that one very, very nicely. And that's going to result in a loss on the play. 2nd and 17 here for the Chaparrals, setting up at the Del Valle 45-yard line.
Del Valle so far this evening has done a great job not allowing Westlake to get too many yards after the pass when it comes to one-on-one on the field.
Westlake has taken their 2nd charge timeout of the half. 1:55 left to go here in the half. And Westlake leads it over our Cardinals 28-0. Halftime festivities, we know that the Westlake Chaparral Band will be performing. And we know that the Del Valle Cardinal Marching Band performed before the game even started. So we're not sure if our marching band will be performing. We will give you our halftime breakdown and tell you the keys to victory for the Cardinals in the second half, what they need to do to come back from this 28-point deficit, not only come back from it, but seal the victory against this very tough Goliath of opponent in the Chaparrals. Timeout has come to an end. 1:55 left to go in the first half. Chaparrals with 4 wide, 2 to either side. Anderson in the shotgun with Graham offset to his right. The snap, looking to throw to the center of the field and caught at the 45. Going to rumble up to the 35, the 30. Good enough for a first down, up to the 20. No one's going to touch him. And into the end zone. Another touchdown, this time Penny Baker, the senior wide receiver, on the touchdown reception off of the pass from Taylor Anderson. 143. Oh, there's a flag on the field, actually, right around the 22-yard line, and it may be going against the Westlake Chaparrals, negating the touchdown pass. And that's exactly what it is. Holding call going against Westlake, so that'll back them up to the Del Valle 32. Take the touchdown off the board. The defense still has an opportunity here. Keep this Westlake offense out of the end zone.
Defense given a second chance. Let's see what they have to do here in order to stop Westlake.
4 wide, trips to the near side. The snap, and Anderson is going to hold on to it, rumble ahead, and gets up to the 20-yard line before it gets taken down. It's going to be good for a first down and into the red zone. First and 10 from the Del Valle 20-yard line with 1:36 left to go in the first half. Make that to 21. So just a yard shy of the red zone. The snap, Anderson rolls out to his right, looks to throw, and intercepted by the Del Valle Cardinals at the 12-yard line. The Cardinals stepping up big here for their offense and going to give Elijah Washington and Dunlop another opportunity here. Kendrick Stearns, the big, coming up big there. Excuse me, that was not Stearns, that was Joshua Castaneda on the interception, number 21. The man that leads in sacks for this Del Valle team, now getting an interception on the season.
Just when you think that Del Valle has been getting burned past couple of plays up the middle with these passes, we come up with an interception. Great job by the defense, making adjustments and getting the ball back. See what we got on offense.
3 wide, shotgun formation, 2 to the near side. Dunlop offset to the right of Washington. Washington shakes off a tackle at the line of scrimmage. He's up to the 25, the 30, and just gets out of bounds somewhere around the 35-yard line. Big 20-yard run there by Elijah Washington on the design quarterback keeper. It was actually a design option, and he decided to call his own number. Great first down run by Elijah Washington.
Yes, indeed. Great first down run, good block, and I like the little dancing to get an extra yard or 2 there by Washington. Good run.
Shotgun again, 3 wide, 2 to the near side. Washington looking for the snap. He gets it. Looking downfield to throw. Blockers in front of him and caught by Reggie Sims at the 40-yard line. Going to be close for a first down. 2 yards. Make that a long yard shy. 2nd and 1. 1 minute left to go and setting up on their own 41-yard line.
Reggie Sims, tough player. Nice catch with the hit from a Westlake player hanging on to the ball.
4 wide, 2 to either side. Shotgun. Washington looks to the sideline, barks out the snap. Dunlop rolls out into the flat, and he's going to get hit for a sack as Washington goes down at the 35-yard line. 2nd and 1 will now become 3rd and about 7 with 34 seconds left to go in the game, first half.
Man, where did the other 2 quarters go?
Del Valle will take their final charge timeout of the half with 34 seconds left to go here. Let's take a real quick break. We'll bring you the rest of the first half right here on the KMAX Sports Vype Media Network.
Vype Media is the state's most comprehensive high school sports media outlet, covering UIL, private schools. Vype has been in Texas for over a decade. Visit their website at Vype, VYPE, Texas.com. And also pick up your Vype magazine today. Get in the game with Vype Media. Vype Media is the state's most comprehensive high school sports media outlet, covering UIL, private schools. Vype has been in Texas for over a decade. Visit their website at Vype, VYPE, Texas.com. And also pick up your Vype magazine today. Get in the game with Vype Media.
Welcome back live here at Del Valle Veterans Memorial Stadium. The timeout is over. There's 37 seconds left to go here in this first half. Del Valle trails the Westlake Chaparrals 28-0. Del Valle, after an interception, looking for a big third down conversion here from their own 35-yard line. They need to get to the 42, their own 42. Shotgun, 3 wide, motion from Dunlop from bottom to top, and it's a screen pass set up to Reggie Sims. Unfortunately, it's too low, and down he goes after about a 1-yard loss on the field. So that'll bring up 4th and now 8 for the Del Valle Cardinals, and the Westlake Chaparrals will call a timeout. This will be their 3rd charge timeout of the half. We'll keep it right here. Robert, great design play. We've seen this play that goes to Reggie Sims on that real quick screen route up to the center of the field, and Reggie has been able to break some big plays open on that play so many times. Unfortunately, just a little bit of an accuracy issue from Washington to Sims. Has to hit the turf after a 1-yard loss. We have a big 4th down coming up here, 4th and 8 from our own 32-yard line with only 32 seconds left. I can't imagine Coach Burton not going for this right here.
Coach Burton, man, he's notorious for these downs right here, and has had quite a bit of success actually when it comes to it. But man, Coach Burton's got a lot. He's got a lot of trust in his guys, and I believe they can do it. So does he.
Del Valle, powerful offense, very fast, has abilities to make players on opposite teams just wonder what just happened. You know, they get shaken out of their shoes, and all of a sudden there's a player that bursts through the line, and it's in the secondary, and the opposing team doesn't even know what happened. Right now, Westlake is controlling that line of scrimmage and unable to, or making it impossible for the Del Valle Cardinals to show off that speed. A high snap on the punt as Elijah Washington sends it away. Nice high punt. Caught at the 35-yard line, rolling it out to the far side, crossing the 50 and up to the 30, bouncing it back in and trying to keep it in bounds and keep the clock running. Big return there by Sage Luther, junior defensive back for the Westlake Chaparrals. Caught this at his own 35 and brought it up to the Del Valle. Looks like they're going to spot him at the Del Valle 30. So huge return there by Westlake. First and 10 here, 18 seconds for Westlake. 4 wide, 2 to either side. Anderson with Graham offset to his left. The snap. Anderson looking to throw. Pressure in the backfield. Dumps it off to Graham at the 30. Graham rumbling ahead. Hit hard at about the 22 and goes down at the 20. Hurrying up back to the line of scrimmage. It looks like Westlake wants to put another point on the board. The quick snap and the spike of the ball. 5 seconds left to go. Del Valle defense here trying to keep this Westlake offense from scoring again, and Westlake with 5 seconds left to go looks like they're going to send out their field goal unit from the 20-yard line.
Del Valle definitely keeping Westlake on their toes no matter what the score is or what quarter it is and how many seconds are left on the clock.
Gabe Lozano setting up to kick this field goal try away from the 27-yard line. We've seen his leg on the kickoffs. We'll see how he does on a field goal try. It's up, and it's got the distance, and it is no good. It sails too far to the right. That'll keep the score the same, and the clock strikes zeros. We've gone to halftime. Del Valle trailing the Westlake Chaparrals 28-0 live here from Del Valle Veterans Memorial Stadium. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. The Del Valle Cardinal marching band is actually making its, well, hold on, what is going on here? We've got to figure out what's going on, because we know the Cardinal marching band performed before the game, and it doesn't look like that they have left the stands, but we know the Westlake band is out on the field right now. So let's do this. Let's do a real quick commercial breakdown, give some love to the sponsors, because without these sponsors, these broadcasts wouldn't have happened this season, and they won't happen throughout the rest of the season without them. So much love to them and much respect. Thank you guys for helping us out. My name is Daniel Chancellor alongside Robert Rodriguez. Miss Rosie Bega back at KMAX Studios making sure we stay on the Wi-Fi waves, and you're checking it out live here with the score 28-0. Del Valle trailing the Westlake Chaparrals here at Del Valle Veterans Memorial Stadium. We'll bring it right back here to our halftime breakdown on the KMAX Sports Vype Media Network.
BMW of South Austin and Audi South Austin are proud title sponsors of Cardinal Athletics. Located near IH-35 and Stastny Lane, Hendrick Automotive offers 2 premier facilities featuring over 500 new vehicles, along with our award-winning manufacturer-certified service centers. Being focused on people by serving our teammates, our customers, and our community is what sets this dealership apart. People are our most important asset.
Super Smiles Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Cardinal Athletics. We're a family-owned dental office dedicated to providing affordable, quality dental care. We accept Medicaid, CHIP, and most PPO insurance plans. We also offer 0% down and 0% financing on all dental services. We have a convenient office serving Del Valle families located at the corner of Ross Road and Highway 71. Call 512-247-6000 or go to supersmilestexas.com to make it.
We're glad you enjoyed the KMAX Sports broadcast. But did you know that you can purchase a copy of this or any KMAX broadcast for personal use? Whether you're making a highlight video or just want to be able to enjoy this game years in the future, send us a note to info@kmaxsports.com. That's info@kmaxsports.com. Let us know which games you're interested in, and we'll set it up for a small fee. We can even do some editing for you. And the great thing, any purchase will send a portion of the proceeds to your school. Enjoy the game now and keep it forever. Purchase any broadcast for personal use. Hit us up, info@kmaxsports.com, bringing your teams and your highlights to you. We are KMAX Sports.
Socialize with us.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, that dang old internet, man, you just go on there and point and click. It's real easy, man.
On Twitter at KMAX Sports, or catch us on Facebook. Search KMAX Sports. Just another way KMAX Sports is bringing your teams to you.
This is the KMAX Sports Network, and this is what we do.
Looking left, throws into the end, snap again, he hits the turf, and Devon scoops it up, Cameron Wilkins
Corner of the end zone. 10, 5, touchdown.
Let us broadcast your team. Send an email to Merle at KMAXSports.com or Chuck at KMAXSports.com to find out how.
Side, he's got blockers in front of him, touchdown.
5, touchdown.
Yes, sir.
It's what we do, and nobody does it better. We are KMAX Sports.
Socialize with us.
You don't have what they call the social skill.
On Twitter at KMAX Sports, or catch us on Facebook. Search KMAX Sports. Just another way KMAX Sports is bringing your teams to you. KMAX Sports is on Twitter. Get up-to-date scores and more on your computer and on the go with your smartphone. It's fast and easy. Just follow us at KMAX Sports.
We hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast. And while all of us at the KMAX Sports Network are huge football fans, we broadcast more than just football, you know. In fact, KMAX Sports proudly broadcasts volleyball, girls and boys basketball, softball, baseball, soccer, lacrosse, and more. For more information on how you can help KMAX Sports broadcast any of those sports, just reach out to Chuck at KMAXSports.com or Merle at KMAXSports.com, or contact that sports booster club directly. KMAX Sports will gladly work with you and the booster clubs to get that team's broadcasts on the air. And if you're a fan of the other team, well, we can broadcast your team's games too. We realize that, yes, even in Texas, there's more to life than just football. KMAX Sports, bringing your teams to you for 14 years.
Thinking about college but you don't know where to start? Austin Community College is here to help. Call or visit ACC's College Destination Center now to talk one-on-one with enrollment advisors about your goals and everything you need to get your college plans on track. It's never too early to start. Whether you want to earn a degree, train for a career, or get ahead with transfer classes, ACC offers personalized assistance with applications, financial aid, and more. Visit us at austincc.edu/start now or call 512-223-7747 to learn more. ACC. Start here, get there. Some realtors just want to sell you a house, but at Beyond the Move Realty, they want to build a relationship for life. Because let's face it, your needs can and will change. When that happens, Beyond the Move will be there as a trusted resource to help you buy or sell your next home. Learn more online at btmrealty.com or stop by and see them at 411 Humphreys Drive in Butte.
This is the KMAX Sports Network, and this is what we do.
Looking left, throws into the end, snap again, he hits the turf, and Devon scoops it up, Cameron Wilkins
Corner of the end zone. 10, 5, touchdown.
Let us broadcast your team. Send an email to Merle at KMAXSports.com or Chuck at KMAXSports.com to find out how.
Side, he's got blockers in front of him, touchdown.
5, touchdown.
Yes, sir.
It's what we do, and nobody does it better. We are KMAX Sports.
Media Network. We're coming to you live right here from Del Valley Veterans Memorial Stadium. Our Del Valley Cardinals are trailing the Westlake Chaparrals 28-0 here at halftime. Westlake Chaparral marching band out on the field performing right now. Robert, it's been an interesting first half. The first quarter, really, we've talked about, we've said it a few times, we've compared a few games that Del Valley's had to a chess match, but really that first quarter was kind of that kind of a breakdown. I mean, it really was. Del Valley able to keep the Westlake Chaparrals to a 7-point game there in the first quarter, got close to getting into the end zone a couple times themselves, just a couple of bad exchanges, fumble recovery by the Westlake Chaparrals on a bad snap from Elijah Washington. Just a couple of miscues. It's just saying you could tell it's one of those situations that if Del Valley would have had a couple of just the ball bounce a different way, or that big catch by Caleb Burton there in the second quarter would have happened, this might be a little bit of a different ball game. Westlake could be looking at maybe a 28-14 game, maybe even a 28-21 ball game right now. It really could be about a 1 or 2 possession football game right now. Tell us what you saw in the first half from the Del Valle Cardinals. Let's look at the positives real quick. Tell me what you saw that Del Valle should be looking at right now and going, okay, we need to expand on this.
One of the things that they did do well was actually, even though it didn't really seem like it, you got to look at the footwork on the offensive line. They gave Washington lots of time, and even though they were getting eventually towards the backfield, the time that Washington had to gain the 6 yards, to gain the 3 yards that he had, shaking tackles, whoever came in the backfield, they were doing actually a decent job holding their end of the bargain on the line. Their footwork is great, moving side to side. We saw them practicing it a little bit before the game. And that offensive line has done some great things for the Del Valle Cardinals so far. And like I said, Washington, a little bit of lead blocking might help Dunlop to gain some more yards. But Dunlop doing a good job as well on the outside more than running up the middle. That's something they might want to look at this second half, is maybe going on the outside a little bit with a couple of more lead blocks. And, Washington has helped out so much. And so far, every time that he's ran up against Westlake, he's gotten some yards. Oh, yeah. That's something that they really haven't, thought about too much on the defensive side. He's gotten those yards. Again, defense actually doing a good job stopping, even though they have a decent running back. Big guy running the ball like we do. And, they're doing a good job holding them up the middle. When he gets on the outside, that's when they seem to have a little bit of problem. Del Valle always kind of struggled a little bit when it when it comes to the offense of the opposing team working on the outside. That's something they might have to adjust to. But they did quite a little bit, actually, when Westlake threw the ball to the receivers on the screens, on the short routes, outside. They have been right there to stop. Haven't had too many plays. Too many plays to gain a lot of yards. Couple of them, unexpected. Yeah, they've had the long ball, but that again, they've adjusted for the most part. And there's just those small loose ends that Del Valle has to adjust to in order to put some points on the board. 28 points, not too bad considering who they're playing. I'm not disappointed with them at all compared to some of the other teams that they've played, putting way more points. I'm sure whoever is talking in that locker room is saying, we only got 28 points against Del Valle. Del Valle is coming out here. We should not have only 28 points on the board. And Del Valle locker room is saying the opposite. They've only got 28 points on the board. We're not out of this game. We can still do some damage if rather they score 1 or 2 more touchdowns, make the defense have those turnovers, make something happen. Offense, again, just play some lights out offense, lights out defense, just all the way around, making those small adjustments. I don't see why Del Valle can't beat Westlake today.
You talked about the scoring by Westlake. Their first game was 38-17. It was a win. Their second game, which is their only loss on the season right now, their closest game as well, 25-21 was that loss. Since then, 67-0 a victory, 57-0 a victory, 54-0 a victory, and of course last week 44-14 against Lake Travis, a victory. So, that being said, 28 points here in the first half. Westlake used to putting a lot of numbers here in the last 4 weeks on the board. Del Valle is, like you said, not out of this game just yet. 28-point deficit, very hard to come back from. But we've seen a lot of teams at every level come back from bigger deficits and win the football game. So Del Valle has the talent. They have the capability of winning this game. They just need to calm down, I think, a little bit. I think anybody who faces, it's Westlake. It's Westlake. It's your big brother. He walks in the room and says, hey, you listen. That's not this instance. Yeah, we may be a little brother in this scenario, but you know what? We're the one with the big barking dog voice right now, so we need to take control of this football field. One of the things that I want to point out, I think that is kind of an important factor, is how much it appears that the Westlake defense has done their homework on Tavi Dunlop. Tavi hasn't been able to break free on some big runs like he's been able to do over the last few weeks. Westlake has jumped on the ball when it's snapped. They are very quick to respond, and they're keeping their eye on Tavi Dunlap. Barr's gotten away with a few runs. Elijah Washington's gotten away with a few runs. And my positives that I'm taking away from that first half is I think Elijah Washington's noticed what's going on with this defense, keeping their eyes on Tavi. And so he's like, you know what? I'll call my own number a few times. We'll loosen this defense up, and then we'll put the big old steamroller back in there and let him knock down some of these Westlake Chaparrals. It's only my guess, but that's what I'm taking away so far on the positives. Robert, let's talk about the negatives real quick. Not that many negatives. I know a lot of people are going, how can you not have it? How can you say there's not that many negatives after a 28-point deficit? You have to look at the whole thing here. You have to look at what Del Valle is facing. They're facing against a team that is, I mean, we all know it's Westlake. They're expected to go to state. They're not only expected, they're expected to win every year. That's not the point here. The point here is Del Valle has played 2 very good, solid games in the last 2 weeks. They're still playing a solid game right now, but they're just trailing a little bit. It's only been miscues, not fundamentals. Look at the penalties. Westlake actually, I think, if I'm not mistaken, has more penalties than Del Valle here in the first half. Del Valle has, I think, almost 10 already unofficially here in the booth, but I don't think Del Valle has but maybe a couple. So Del Valle is playing very disciplined football right now. So the negatives, outside of being able to give up the big passing yards, they're doing a great job, like you said. Yards after catch, not that many. If the catch goes into the end zone, they've caught that, but it's yards after contact. Del Valle isn't giving up a whole lot of yards after contact.
Well, they're really not. And one of the things that we've seen them adjust to real quick, and it was a negative up until an interception, was that Del Valle was leaving that whole center area in defense wide open. And Westlake was cashing in with the inside cuts and just throwing right up the middle, where normally in a football game is interception zone. And Del Valle is leaving that space wide open for Westlake. But even though they made some big plays, they made the adjustment with the interception right before the half.
The only other negative I have really for that first half is that big catch that could have been for Caleb Burton. He was all the way on the the Chaparral 45 when he caught that ball touched his hands, and it was a beautiful pass by Elijah Washington, and there was no one around. There was not a white jersey anywhere around, as the Westlake Chaparral defenders were all behind the play. It was a beautifully set up pass that could have been the start of a whole big momentum change. Outside of that, I really do feel like that there's not a whole lot more. I'm sure Coach Burton and the coaching staff see things differently. But for us up here in the booth, what little changes need to be made, I don't think there's a whole lot of major changes. I think we need to watch the middle. Taylor Anderson, that dual threat quarterback late in the second quarter, he finally started using his legs a little bit more, and he started opening up the running game a little bit more for the Cavaliers because Graham wasn't able to do it by himself. So I think as long as we keep our head on a swivel, we watch and keep our eyes on this dual threat quarterback. Keep our eyes on this Graham kid too, because a big running back. He's a monster to bring down, and he's taking 2-3 guys to do it. So Del Valle, I think if they can keep their head on a swivel, they keep their eyes on the ball. If they can adapt to the snap and basically play just a little bit faster. If they can get just a little bit faster on defense and react to the play a little bit faster, this game could turn around pretty quickly.
You know, and again, talking about that play with Caleb, one of the things that Del Valle needs to look at is Washington does have enough time. These things need to be looked at, and Washington should be able to make those passes no problem. The pass wasn't so much on Caleb's end; it was just a little bit overthrown. Caleb had the speed. He had it right through his fingertips, and like I said, just a little bit overthrown. Even though Washington does rely on his guys, he knows what they're doing. He knows where they're at. He needs to trust them just a little bit to give them that much time. And if anything, tell them, I need just a little bit more time so they can go a little bit harder when it comes to the block. And that little bit of time can make the difference. It was just a second off for that catch, and that can, like you said, make the difference for this game.
I feel like that this Del Valle defensive line or offensive line, they're getting they're going to see what it feels like to play one of those teams at a higher level right now than any other team that they've played against, and that is that speed of the defensive line for Westlake. where Washington is used to having anywhere between 2 and 3, maybe even 4 seconds to find a open receiver or make a decision to run. Right now, that time I think has been cut in half or by 3. I mean, it's anywhere probably from 2 to 3 seconds. He's losing a good second from the burst and speed of this defensive line from Westlake. So I think you're right. If our offensive line can just maybe get up off that snap a little quicker, get their blocks, hold them just a little bit longer without getting
Just
penalties called against them, no holding penalties, I think you give Elijah Washington just another second or a second and a half in the pocket, he becomes a very, very dangerous quarterback.
And he really does, and he has lots of good decision-making when it comes to playing as the quarterback, and can make some fantastic things happen, and that's all the time he needs is just a second or two to make the decision whether he can throw it or whether he needs to run it, which he has been good at since he's been the quarterback.
Well, right now, the Del Valle Cardinal drum line is out on the field, and they are having a special presentation. Not sure exactly what it is right now, but we have broken down the first half of this game. Robert, let's talk about the second half. What is it before we go down and give some attention to the field? Talk about what Del Valle needs to do in order to not only recover from this 28-point deficit, but what do they need to do to make this a victory against the Westlake Chaparrals?
They need to watch the outside. Again, that's something that they've struggled with for a while now. And even though they are stopping the passes from getting too many extra yards, again, coverage when it comes in the deep field, they're letting Westlake catch on the long run. They need to put their hands up, do something. They've allowed these catches to happen, and over the shoulder into the breadbasket, again, that can be prevented just by putting your hands up a little bit, something real basic. And other than that, I mean, defense has actually been doing decent. Again, needs to watch Graham on the run and get somebody just there, and they've been doing good with it. Just a little bit more, to add a little bit more to it, and stopping him and allowing the players to know where you're at. That's one of the things that they're good at is communication. Communicate a little bit more to stop that run, especially up the middle.
Well, we know you can't see it, folks, and you heard the breakdown by Robert. Well, let's see if it happens. Del Valle Cardinals with a 28-point deficit. They can make it happen. All they have to do, come out here, work hard, work a little harder than the team that's in front of them, and they can make some magic and some a miracle happen here at Del Valle Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Bells are out on the field right now as it is one of the last games and one of the last times the senior Bells will be dancing here at Del Valle Veterans Memorial Stadium. And the PA announcer, the voice of the Del Valle Cardinals here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, out on the field with his daughter, and he is cutting a rug with her at the 48-yard line, doing a fantastic job. We're going to take you down to the field, let you guys enjoy the sounds as the Del Valle Bells are putting on a show for the Del Valle faithful here at Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Justice Gutierrez. senior, lower left. All-American, Liliana Mendez. Michaela Harvey. Senior, Maria Driver. Natalia Vallejo. All-American, Sarah Austin. Sierra Guevara. Sofia Rodriguez. Captains of the 2018-2019 school year are senior and social captain Jerome Nava, junior captain Jada Price, co-captain Elizabeth Hodges, senior co-captain All-American Crystal Rodriguez, and senior captain All-American Cameron Richardson. Cheering of the week is Adidas. Double cheering led by head coach Shannon Green.
Welcome back to the KMAX Sports Vype Media Network. I'm Daniel Chancellor, your play-by-play commentator, alongside Robert Rodriguez, our producer, color commentator, and analyst here up in the booth.
I try.
You do a great job, sir.
Thank you.
We want to thank Rosie Bega back at KMAX Studios for making sure that we're staying on the Wi-Fi waves as strong and as best as possible. Thank you, Miss Rosie. We greatly appreciate all of your help. The Del Valley Bells still putting on a show out there. It is appreciation, I guess, for the Bells tonight as they sang and danced, and now they're putting on another show just for themselves. But, yeah, the parents were down there. They put on a great
cheerleaders.
Oh, excuse me, this is cheerleaders. The Bells are done, but the cheerleaders are out there right now putting on a show. But we want to give you guys, there actually are a few games tonight under Thursday night under the lights. You know, it's normally a Friday night under the lights kind of show, and looking forward to next Friday when we can bring you the Del Valley.
Could be the reason the game.
You know, I never was a big fan of Thursday night games. I feel like it does throw off the week a little bit. It throws off, you know, that Friday night under the lights vibe. It's kind of gone when you play on a Thursday night. I know it's all in the name, but there's always something more magical about a Friday night football game.
When it's Friday night lights, it's Friday night lights. Thursday, like you said, it's just kind of like, man, you still got to go to work and school the next day,
right,
you know,
right.
And it's just either way. Football is football here in Texas. And what better place to be here other than Del Valley versus Westlake right now?
Right. Del Valley is trailing Westlake 28-0 here at halftime. We've got some scores to give you, update you from around the area. 5 games going on, including ours here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. In the third quarter, Manor playing Pflugerville Connolly. Manor winning that one 37-0 over the Connolly Cougars. Leander traveling to McNeil at halftime. McNeil leading that one 34-13. Reagan taking on Travis at halftime. Reagan leading that one 14-7. And the final game going on tonight, Seguin traveling to McCallum. And at halftime, McCallum trailing at home 34-0 to Seguin. So there are your score updates from around the area for the night. And there are... I believe this is the only one you can catch on the KMAX Sports Network right here here at Del Valley Veterans Memorial Stadium. Second half is going to be important. We did kick off to start, received to start the game. So we will kick off to start the second half. I'm not a big fan. I think we needed to, I think we could have, get that kickoff return to start the second half, try to get some of that momentum back in our side of the field. But as it is, we will receive we'll kick off to start the second half. The teams are at each end of the field warming up, and we've got a couple of minutes before the teams come out on the field. So we're going to give a couple of sponsors some love because they deserve it, and we greatly appreciate all the help that they provide us here for these broadcasts. We hope you're enjoying it at a halftime, and it's almost over. Third quarter's just around the corner. Minute 50 away. Del Valley trailing Westlake 28-0 right here on the KMAX Sports Vype Media Network.
BMW of South Austin and Audi South Austin are proud title sponsors of Cardinal Athletics. Located near IH-35 and Stastny Lane, Hendrick Automotive offers 2 premier facilities featuring over 500 new vehicles, along with our award-winning manufacturer-certified service centers. Being focused on people by serving our teammates, our customers, and our community is what sets this dealership apart. People are our most important asset.
Super Smiles Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Cardinal Athletics. We're a family-owned dental office dedicated to providing affordable, quality dental care. We accept Medicaid, CHIP, and most PPO insurance plans. We also offer 0% down and 0% financing on all dental services. We have a convenient office serving Del Valle families located at the corner of Ross Road and Highway 71. Call 512-247-6000 or go to supersmilestexas.com to make an appointment.
Some realtors just want to sell you a house, but at Beyond the Move Realty, they want to build a relationship for life. Because let's face it, your needs can and will change. When that happens, Beyond the Move will be there as a trusted resource to help you buy or sell your next home. Learn more online at btmrealty.com or stop by and see them at 411 Humphreys Drive in Butte.
Welcome back to the KMAX Sports Vype Media Network. We're coming to you live right here from Del Valle Veterans Memorial Stadium. It's halftime. It's actually the third quarter. 12 minutes are on the clock. Del Valle trails the Westlake Chaparrals 28-0 here. Still a second half of football to play. 2 quarters, 30 minutes. And Del Valle able to put a lot of points up on the board in a short amount of time, but they know they typically like to eat the clock a little bit. But in this kind of scenario, they don't want to take too much time off the clock and unable to come back from this 28-point deficit that they have here at home at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Del Valle getting ready to kick this ball off to the Chaparrals. They are. We discovered that going with that hurry-up offense, no huddle offense, has kept the Del Valle defense on their heels for the most part in the first half. And I don't expect that to change too much on this offensive drive, Robert. But I think halftime, we're going to the halftime adjustments and what Coach Burton is able to put together and his coaching staff. A new offensive coordinator, Vernon Hughes, coming out of Hutto, bringing in and trying to adapt the spread to this wing T offense. I think these are all good things. We're going to see what's going to happen here in the second half. But I really feel like the second half adjustments will be the key here for the Del Valle Cardinals. Aaron Hernandez kicks the ball off to start the second half, recovered at the 31-yard line and ran up the sideline here on the near side, taken out of bounds at around the 40-yard line, so about a 10-yard return. And that is where Westlake will start this one. With 11:57 to go here in the third quarter, Westlake will start at their own 40, 1st and 10.
And again, just to clarify, there's not that many adjustments that Del Valle has to do. Just a couple here on both sides of the ball. A couple on offense, a couple on defense. And they can make some fantastic things happen. So far, doing a good job, even though there's only 28 points on the board.
Anderson with the snap, hands it off to Graham right up the middle, misses a couple of tackles, miss him down low, and finally gets taken down, but not until he gets into Del Valle territory up to the 42-yard line. Nice little shoestring tackle there. Not sure, trying to get the number off the jersey. Very hard to read off those red jerseys today by the Del Valle Cardinals with those gray numbers.
Good stop, knowing that his strength is his legs, taking him out from right under him.
Shotgun again, 3 wide to the top, and another, holding on to the ball, looking for the pass, caught high. Unbelievable. Second play from scrimmage, and that is going to result in a Westlake touchdown on a big pass from the 42-yard line on the Del Valle side of the field. 11:25 left to go here in the third quarter. Westlake with 2 plays in, strike first in the third quarter. 34-0 with an extra point try coming up for the Chaparrals. Kicker Gabe Lozano, setting it up at the 10-yard line. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up. Del Valle threatens to block it, unable to do so, and the extra point try will result in a 36-0 lead here. 35-0 lead, 35-0 lead. 11:25 left to go here in the third quarter. And the Del Valle offense, after this kickoff return, will get a shot here to find that first crooked number on the board. Now, we talked about the scores that that Westlake has put up against opponents. In the last 4 weeks, only one game in those last 4 weeks, the opponent has put a number against Westlake, and that was Lake Travis. Previous 3 opponents, Westlake hasn't let anybody score. So I think it'd actually be pretty important here just for our Cardinals to find some points to put on this board against the Chaparrals, just to show them, hey, Lake Travis isn't the only team that can put points against you. So back deep to return this one. Reggie Sims lining up at the 10-yard line. Westlake teeing the ball up at the 40. Gabe Lozano, that big leg, getting ready to send this one down the field. Weather's kind of held itself off. No rain to speak of except for right before kickoff. We had a couple of little bursts of showers, but nothing real major, just enough to get the turf wet, get the ball wet. Things have dried out since then, but the weather is still kind of chilly outside in the 50s. And the kickoff. And it goes deep, recovered at the goal line and going to be ran out. 10-yard line, 15. First contact at the 15 and tackle. On the return was Reggie Sims. Del Valle getting their first play or their first offensive possession here in the second half, starting this one on their own 15. 85 yards to pay dirt, 11:20 to do it. Shotgun formation. 3 wide, 2 to the top, and motion from top to bottom. Dunlop in the backfield, going to get his number called, and he bounces out, finds a hole, rumbles forward. Westlake tackles him at about the 17-yard line, make that the 19. That'll be good for a 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6 from the Del Valle 19.
Dunlop trying real hard. We haven't seen too much from him today. Again, just getting a few yards every carry. Powerful running back, and somehow Westlake has seemed to have found a way to be stopping Dunlop during this game.
Motion from top to bottom again as the shotgun formation one more time. The quick pass on the slant. It's tipped at the line of scrimmage and up and over the head of the intended target. Good hands by the Westlake defense, just getting a hand on it to knock it up high and away from the receiver. That'll bring up 3rd and 6 with 10.5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter.
Westlake has such tall players, man. They all got that athletic build. And, Del Valle is giving them a run for their money, even though they don't have points on the board.
Shotgun formation, and Elijah looking to throw to the center of the field, hitting the back and goes down. That'll be an incomplete pass. And unfortunately, it'll bring up a big 4th down for our Cardinals. And it looks like the punting unit will be coming out on the field.
Now, I have to agree with you. I think it's important for Del Valle to put some points on the board. Of course, you want to win, but Del Valle, it should be important to them to put some points on the board versus Westlake.
Elijah Washington back at his own 8-yard line, getting ready to punt this ball away. The snap is low, able to get it. Good punt over the head of the intended returner. He's going to bring it all the way back to the 35. It was recovered at the 40, but his backwards momentum hit at the 45, and nice cleanup duties there by the special teams unit. And that'll take the young man down at the 45 on the Westlake side. And actually, they're going to spot him. They're going to spot him at the 46. So Westlake, this next offensive drive with 10:19 to go here in the third quarter, will start this one from their own 46-yard line, 1st and 10.
Now, Westlake's been giving up actually quite a few penalties on offense. Let's see what happens as long as Del Valle can keep that clean defense.
Trips to the top for the Westlake Chaparrals. Single wide receiver to the near side. Graham offset to the right of Anderson. The snap looking to throw. Throws to the near side. Overthrows his intended target as we actually have a new quarterback in for the Chaparrals. That's Drew Willoughby. How do you... I'm not sure how you say that young man's name. Number 12 in at quarterback. His first name is Drew.
Yeah.
3 wide. Willoughby looking to throw the far side. Has a target caught. Ball comes out. He turned his head to make a move. And Del Valle defender Curtis Turner right on his backside made him hear those steps. Fumbled the bar. Not fumbled, but wasn't able to wrangle the pass in. That brings up 3rd and 10. Westlake still on their own 46-yard line. 10-10 on the clock. 4 wide, 2 to either side. Willoughby looking to the sideline. Coming in as the new quarterback for the Chaparrals. Graham will move to the other side of Willoughby on his right side. The snap, looking to throw again. Throws to the center. Caught. Bounces out. Looking to get the first down. Goes down it hard at about the 45 on the Del Valle side. It's going to be very close to a first down marker, and they're going to give it to him. 1st and 10 for the Westlake Chaparrals at the Del Valle 44-yard line.
Del Valle defense not playing like they're down by 35 points, still coming hard. And, man, they are going with full strength against Westlake.
3 wide to the top. Willoughby in the shotgun. The handoff goes to Graham. Up the middle, hit hard, about 4 yards. Make that only 1.5 yards after the line of scrimmage. Good job by that Del Valle defense sealing up the hole.
Graham getting up, shaking his hands like, these guys are holding me, to so many yards. And Del Valle is doing that. Westlake's having to result in passing plays because Graham just can't get past the line as much as he wants to.
Westlake breaks the huddle with 4 wide, 2 to either side. Willoughby has Graham offset to his left. New running back in for the Chaparrals is Joe Keeney, senior running back, number 38, who now moves to the right side of Willoughby. Willoughby takes the snap, looks to throw, 5-step drop, throws deep down the center of the field, 2 defenders defending and unable to make the pass. Intended target, number 11, Mason Mangum, junior wide receiver. That'll bring up a big 4th down here for this Del Valle defense. Correction. That will make it 3rd and 9, not 4th and 9. 3rd and 9, 8:54 in the 3rd quarter. 4 wide, 2 to either side. Willoughby looking to the sideline for a change in the play. Keeney moves to the right side of Willoughby in the shotgun. The snap rolls out to the far side. Throws to the far side. Intercepted by the Del Valle Cardinals. Could be a pick 6 if he can break off some tackles. Up to the 50, spins around and down at the 47. Great interception there by the Del Valle Cardinals. Rashawn Morgan coming up huge for the Del Valle Cardinals, stepping up right in front of the pass, rid the quarterback's eyes the whole way, and that's the kind of defensive play we need.
Exactly. Great play, again, by Del Valle Cardinals. Read perfectly, timed it just right, coming back, didn't give too much cushion for the receiver, ran around with the interception, couple of spin moves in the end. Thought it was going to be a pick 6, but good interception.
Elijah Washington in the shotgun. 4 wide, 2 to either side. The snap. Good block by Dunlop. Opens up a running lane to the far side, and Washington takes off and gets taken down about 2 yards shy of the first down. We are going to have a flag on the play in the neighborhood of holding. If it isn't holding, it is holding, though. We will go against the Cardinals. Repeat first down. That'll make it 1st and 20 from the Del Valle 40-yard line. 1st and 20 from the Del Valle 38-yard line. 8.5 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Big run by Elijah Washington, negated by the holding call. And the Cardinals will go back to the shotgun. Elijah Washington with 2 wide receivers here to the near side. Dunlop offset to the right. Back to block again. Looks to throw on the near side and in and out of the hands on a low throw to Caleb Burton at the 45. Wouldn't have been good for a first down. It had only been about 4 yards shy, though. And now we have a 2nd and 20. $8:17 left to go here in the third quarter. 2nd and 20 from the Del Valle 38-yard line. Del Valle in possession of the ball. Del Valle looks like they're going back to the wing T. 2 backs in the backfield, single wide receiver to the near side. The snap. The handoff goes off to the near side, bounces it back in, and that's going to be Dunlop. Dunlop's going to get about a yard past the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd and 19 from the Del Valle 39-yard line.
Again, Dunlop hasn't been able to do too much this game. Westlake's just got his number today, even though he's been nickel and diming them. Not even that, just 2-3 yards at a time. Might be wearing out this defense just a little bit, but nonetheless, we haven't been able to see Dunlop do a big play today.
Dunlop, with, like you said, getting held back a little bit by this defense. 3 wide to the top. Dunlop back to block again. Good job. Washington steps up to the pocket, throws, and comes up incomplete. Hits safely to the turf between 2 would-be receivers for our Del Valle Cardinals, and that'll bring up 4th and 19. Del Valle will probably punt this one away. 7.5 minutes left to go in this ball game. Elijah Washington back deep to kick this one away. Back deep to return it for the Chaparrals. And the punt end over end right into the arms, of the returner, but he puts a knee down as he catches it. So that will blow that one dead. Jax Crockett, sophomore wide receiver and quarterback on that punt return. I think this is the worst field position the Westlake Chaparrals have had all day today, as they're going to start on their own 29-yard line.
Again, I like Del Valle's body language, not down or anything because of the score. Still playing real good, going hard on offense and defense, and this is great to see. One thing that people count out is the Cardinals.
The snap, first play from scrimmage, and Willoughby holding on to the ball. A little confusion as he trying to find a hole. Finally gets to ahead of steam and gets a huge 17-yard run for the Chaparrals up to their own 47-yard line. 7-13 and a new set of downs, 1st and 10.
And Dunlop showing the strength as a running back, but as a linebacker, and stopping the runner right on the quarterback, right in his tracks, not allowing him to go anywhere. Brick wall, stopped him right there.
3 wide to the near side. Willoughby in the shotgun. And the handoff is the handoff right up the middle as it confused us up here in the booth.
Did too. I was looking in the backfield here, seeing what was going on.
It's going to result in about a 1-yard gain. That'll bring up 2nd and 9 from the Westlake 48-yard line. 6.5 minutes left to go in the third. Three wide receivers, 2 to the near side for the Chaparrals. They have slowed down quite a bit, not doing the hurry-up offense anymore. Willoughby looking for the snap and gets it. Holds on to the ball, pressure in the backfield. Willoughby rolls out to the far side, able to get the ball away and throws it safely out of bounds. Brings up 3rd and 9 on the incomplete pass. 6:07 left to go, and still at their own 48-yard line.
Good work, Del Valle, getting in there towards the quarterback and putting that pressure. They've been getting better and better at this no matter who they play, more often than none. Again, you talked about how they're got players that are leading in sacks, and this is why that defensive line just doing a good job beating them off, beating the offense off the line and getting in the backfield.
Third down.
Westlake Chaparrals, 3rd and 9. 6:07 left to go here in the third. 4 wide, trips to the near side. Willoughby in the shotgun. Offset to his left is his running back. Looks to the sideline for a change of play. Jax Crockett in as the running back position for the Chaparrals. The snap. Willoughby looking to throw. Steps up in the pocket after pressure. In the flat, is caught at the 50. Bounces backwards and has 4 red jerseys around him. Shoved out of bounds at about the Del Valle 46. And that'll bring up 4th and 4 for the Chaparrals.
Can't see the number exactly. Let me see. I believe it might be number 54. Gomez just manhandling his opponent there on the line, and there was no way that Westlake player could get away from him.
Flag coming in to start this play, so this will be a free one. Del Valle will get called with the offsides, and that'll be a free 5 yards going to the Chaparrals. They only needed 4, so this should be an automatic first down.
I want to go back to talking about Gomez. He is fast off the line, pushing the Westlake player all the way up. Westlake player, he couldn't backpedal fast enough on how quick Gomez was coming in, and this is one of the reasons why this defensive line is so good in getting the backfield.
It is offsides going against the Del Valle Cardinals.
That's a 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Going to have an automatic first down going against the Del Valle Cardinals. They don't get the offsides penalty, but they do get, I'm not sure, I couldn't quite hear what the penalty was, but it is an automatic first down for the Westlake Chaparrals on the Del Valle 37-yard line with 5:56 left to go in the game, or in the third quarter. The handoff right up the middle to Jax Crockett goes for nothing. He gets lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10 with 5:45 left to go in the third.
Del Valle still coming hard.
No gain on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. So put the ball at the 37-yard line.
Westlake really slowing down how quickly these guys come up to the line of scrimmage, slowing things down on the field, trying to eat up some clock here with 4 wide, trips to the near side. A quick screen pass over here to the near side. Stiff arms a would-be tackler and goes down at about the 37-yard line. Make that the 33-yard line. My apologies. That'll bring up 3rd and about 6 for the Chaparrals with 5:02 left to go and counting here in the third quarter.
Not sure. It looked like Jacob Lopez might have been the guy that grabbed the foot of number 4 there for Westlake, and Crockett.
Jax Crockett. 4 wide for Westlake again, 2 to either side. Crockett and the running back, Wingham, looking to throw and does to the near side and almost picked off by the Del Valle defense. Well defended. Got his head around, saw where the ball was at, jumped up and got a hand on it, just makes it unreachable, for Jackson Coker, the wide receiver for the Westlake Chaparrals.
Very nicely done. Saw number
22, Chris Reed for Del Valle on that defense.
Reed, okay. Nicely done. Turned around exactly at the right time.
4 wide again for the Chaparrals. Just pedaling backwards and throws it over the head of Crockett, looking for a little screen pass there on that 4th down play. On that 4th down conversion is no good. Good job there by the Del Valle defense, forcing the turnover on downs. And now Del Valle takes over on their own 33-yard line with 4.5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter, down 35-0 to the Chaparrals.
Andres Gomez again in the backfield, putting up all kinds of pressure on this offense, and man, they just can't handle him. He's getting back there way too fast. Like I said, they can't keep up with him backpedaling or anything else. One of the leaders on this defense.
Wing T offense. Caleb Burton, your lone wide receiver at the top of the field. And 2 flex options on the end of this formation. Bart, your lone running back is after the snap. We have a flag coming in. I believe we're going to have a delay of game penalty. No, a false start penalty going against Del Valle. So 1st and 10 will become 1st and 15 with 4:23 left to go here in the third quarter. Del Valle now setting up on their own 27-yard, make that 28-yard line. Elijah Washington stepping into the huddle. We're going to step out with 2 wide receivers to the top. Wing T formation, 2 backs in the backfield. Washington under center, the snap. Hands it off to Dunlop on the outside, who's going to make a move. He's going to be back to the line of scrimmage, get a couple extra yards, and that will bring up a 2nd and about 8 for the Cardinals. 4:17 left to go here in the third quarter. Clock stops after the running back goes out of bounds.
Again, just a couple yards by Dunlop, and I'm waiting to see this breakout play that he's going to have here against Westlake. Del Valle making a couple of changes here.
Michael Flores coming in at wide receiver for Caleb Burton. Wing T again, 2 backs in the backfield. Washington under center. The snap, the pitch back goes to Dunlop, who's got a hole. He gets hit hard after about a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up 3rd and about 7 with 4 minutes left to go here in the third quarter for the Del Valle Cardinals as they're going to set up on the Del Valle 37-yard line.
7 for the Cardinals from their own 37-yard line.
Del Valle coming out here on a big 3rd down play. Wing T, the snap. Looking to throw and does on the near side, and it is overthrown. Caleb Burton on the receiving end of that one. He had his receiver beat all day long, or his defender beat all day long. Just a little bit too much power on that throw, Robert.
And again, it's just a little bit of time, a second off, can make the difference here. And just Washington and Caleb have such good chemistry. We're not used to seeing them missing these kinds of catches and passes.
The punting unit coming out for the Del Valle Cardinals. Elijah Washington gets the snap, sends it downfield. It's going to bounce at about the 33 into the arms of the returner for Westlake at the 25. He's going to make a couple of Del Valle Cardinals miss. Gets knocked backwards at the 36, and that is about where they're going to spot him. Going to give him a couple extra yards after forward momentum at the 38. Westlake, 1st and 10, 3:18 left to go in the third quarter, and they're going to start this drive from their own 38-yard line.
And Del Valle doing a good job holding, actually, not allowing too many points on the board this quarter.
Yeah, only giving up the one big touchdown pass there in the beginning to start this third quarter, second play from scrimmage. But since then, the Del Valle defense causing a turnover on downs in that last offensive drive for the Westlake Chaparrals. And now they're going to try to do it again or even get another turnover. 4 wide, 2 to either side. Willoughby in the shotgun. Takes a snap, hands it off, goes up the middle, big hole, and now we're off to the races. Stiff arm, would-be tackler up to the 30, the 25, hit from behind and taken down at about the 15-yard line. Big touchdown-saving tackle there by the Del Valle Cardinals. But Westlake rips off a big run against this defense all the way up to the Del Valle 15-yard line. Man, oh man, oh man.
You would think with a run like that from the opposite team that the guys would just kind of like, okay, well, maybe he's got the touchdown. But Del Valle follows through with the play and makes the tackle.
Chris Turner with the tackle from behind. Again, another handoff right up the middle going to Joe Kenny. Only going to get 2 yards on that one, though, as Del Valle says, nah, we're not going to let you rip us another one. That'll bring up 2nd and 8 with 2.5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Westlake on the Del Valle 14-yard line. 3 wide to the near side. 2 backs on either side of Willoughby. Willoughby takes the snap. The delay handoff goes right up the middle. It's tripped down low and goes down at about the 9-yard line. Won't be good for a first down. It'll bring up 3rd and about 4 for the Westlake Chaparrals with 2:09 left to go here in the third quarter. Westlake setting up on the Del Valle 9-yard line. Westlake offense comes out 4 wide again. Shotgun for Willoughby. Kenny in the backfield, offset to the left. And the snap, looking to throw inside and well defended. The ball incomplete. Good job by Del Valle as they were able to knock that pass out of the intended receiver's hand. That'll bring up fourth and short, actually, for the Chaparrals as they send out their field goal unit. Earlier today, their kicker, number 9, Gabe Lozano, had a shot at a field goal to extend it by 3 more. Went wide right. The snap for Lozano, the hold, the kick is up. This one goes through, so that'll extend the lead for Westlake, 38. Del Valle nothing. 1:33 left to go here in the third quarter, and Del Valle will get ready to return the kickoff from the Westlake Chaparrals. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll take a real quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll continue the third quarter. 1:33 left to go here, and you're hearing it proudly right here on the KMAX Sports Vype Media Network.
Thinking about college but you don't know where to start? Austin Community College is here to help. Call or visit ACC's College Destination Center now to talk one-on-one with enrollment advisors about your goals and everything you need to get your college plans on track. It's never too early to start. Whether you want to earn a degree, train for a career, or get ahead with transfer classes, ACC offers personalized assistance with applications, financial aid, and more. Visit us at austincc.edu/start now or call 512-223-7747 to learn more. ACC. Start here, get there.
Welcome back live to the Del Valle Veterans Memorial Stadium. The kickoff just about to happen as Westlake is getting ready to send it off to the Del Valle Cardinals. 1:33 left to go. Del Valle trailing the Westlake Chaparrals 38-0 here from Veterans Memorial Stadium. My name is Daniel Chancellor, your play-by-play came and talk now. Play-by-play color, you're the color commentator. I'm going to get it here in just a second.
I'm your color commentator, Robert Rodriguez.
The kickoff, it's a high, short one. Hit at the 20, and that is a live football. Caught by the Chaparrals. They run it in the end zone, but I think Del Valle will have the ball. They didn't touch the ball before Westlake was able to recover it. They're going to talk about it, though. Hold on one second. Westlake gets the football from the Del Valle 21-yard line after recovering that kickoff. Unbelievable. What a huge turn of events there on special teams, and kind of a big mistake there for the Del Valle Cardinals. Wow. Defense having to come back again and play after a short set here. 3 wide to the near side for Westlake. And a big snap. Here's the handoff. Goes to the far side. Hit in the backfield. Taking it down at the 20. Only going to be good for about a 1-yard gain. And that will be 2nd and 9 for Westlake on the Del Valle 20.
You know, for as long as the Del Valle defense has been out there, they still got quite a bit of gas left in the tank. Like I said, even though Westlake tore up that one run, Del Valle ran quite a bit to catch him.
Drew Willoughby in its shotgun formation at quarterback. Keeney offset to his left. 3 wide to the near side. The handoff goes up the middle on the delay. Excuse me, that was Jax Crockett on the offset to his left. On the carry. It's going to be good for about 2 yards, and it'll bring up 3rd and 6 with 40 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Westlake on the Del Valle 18-yard line. 3 wide again to the near side. 2 backs offset to either side of Willoughby in the shotgun. There's the snap. The fake handoff, steps up to the pocket, throws to the center of the field and in the end zone. And Westlake with another touchdown, this time caught by number 85, Jake Mish, junior wide receiver. With 15 seconds left to go here in the third quarter, Westlake 44, Del Valle nothing. Extra point try coming up.
And again, we talked about it in the half. Westlake allowing and utilizing or cashing in on too much space there in the middle, and that's exactly what happened. Del Valle just slipped up a little bit and allowed the touchdown to happen.
The extra point attempt is up, and the booming kick sails through. We have a flag coming in at the end of that kickoff, or extra point try.
Flag on the play.
Waiting to get the official call. They still haven't put the extra point up on the board yet for Westlake. Personal foul against Del Valle. That is going to be assessed at the kickoff. So, extra point attempt is good. 44-0 your score right now. Oh, yeah, 45-0, excuse me. 45-0 your score right now. 15 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Del Valle will now have to return this kickoff from some pretty big deficit yards, as the kickoff will probably go from about the 50-yard line after that penalty against the Cardinals on the extra point try. Give you some quick score updates here from the other four games being played around the area tonight. Leander traveling to McNeil, that game in the fourth quarter. McNeil leading that one 41-20. Maynard leading Connolly in the fourth quarter 50-14. Reagan over Travis right now in the third quarter 14-7. And Seguin still putting a whooping on McAllen in the third quarter 41-7. So Del Valle actually were going to have this ball kicked off to them from their own 45. And the kickoff, I think, is just a nice little field goal try attempt there by the kicker, Lozano, as he puts it through the uprights from the Del Valle 45-yard line. That makes that about a 57-yard field goal if he would have actually put 3 points on the board just then.
Yeah.
Pretty good leg by that young man. So the Del Valle Cardinals will start this offensive drive from their own 25-yard line, 1st and 10. 15 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Still trying to find the score column. Caleb Burton, your lone wide receiver at the top. Del Valle going north to south or left to right. Man in motion from the wing T. Dunlop gets this number called, gets stood up at the line of scrimmage, so that'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the Del Valle 25. And it looks like the Del Valle Cardinals will be taking their first charge timeout. Oh, I take that back. That will be the end of the third quarter. End of the third quarter, we'll take a break. They're going to switch sides. They'll put 12 minutes back on the board, and we will bring you the fourth quarter right here on the KMAX Sports Vype Media Network.
Spring. The time of year when a young man's fancy turns to
Label! This is the KMAX Sports Network, and this is what we do.
Looking left, throws into the edge, snap again, he hits the turf, and Devon scoops it up, camera with it.
10, 5, touchdown. Let us broadcast your team. Send an email to Merle@KMAXSports.com or Chuck at KMAXSports.com to find out how.
Side, he's got blockers in front of him. Touchdown.
5, touchdown. It's what we do, and nobody does it better. We are KMAX Sports.
Sound off. Tell us what you think right here on Twitter at KMAX Sports.
Memorial Stadium. You're listening to the game proudly right here on the KMAX Sports Vype Media Network. I'm Daniel Chancellor alongside Robert Rodriguez. Rosie Vega back at KMAX Studios is our QA. Fourth quarter's underway. 12 minutes on the clock. Del Valle Cardinals coming out on this next offensive possession. 45-0 your score. Westlake leading. Elijah Washington in the shotgun, 3 wide to the near side, and Dunlop offset behind him, and he holds on to the ball himself as he runs to the near side, up to the 30, makes it in between a couple of tacklers, up to the 35, still driving his legs forward, and finally goes down at the 38. That'll be good for another Del Valle first down. Nice 13-yard run there by Elijah Washington.
Nicely done, of course. Like you said, Elijah Washington with the first down. Again, seems to be one of the things that's working for Del Valle is Elijah Washington keeping the ball and getting these first downs.
3 wide to the top for Washington in the shotgun. Dunlop offset to his left. Dunlop now steps behind Washington about 2 yards deep. Westlake showing blitz, the high snap, and Washington holding on to it, running out to the outside, making a couple of guys miss, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and scrambles out of bounds. Should be good for about a yard or two.
Again, this Del Valle offense, nickel and diamond, no matter what it takes, still running like it's the first quarter. Doing a great job so far. Again, Washington with his athleticism and great agility. Man, he's got some moves.
Del Valle might be going back to the spread offense here as they come out with 3 wide to the near side, and that's exactly what's going to happen as Dunlop is offset to the left of Washington. Washington doesn't like the look the defense is giving him. He looks to the sideline, changes up the formation a little bit, and Del Valle will need to burn a timeout as 0 comes down to the play clock, and they didn't want to take the penalty. That will be their first charge timeout of the half. 2 left here in the fourth quarter, 11:16 to go. Del Valle trailing 45-0 over behind Westlake. This is a tough fourth quarter right now to look at. You've got a big deficit to come back on. This is the time where teams have failed to score against this Westlake defense. I think right now the Del Valle Cardinals don't want to be one of those 3 teams that weren't able to put a score against this Westlake Westlake defense. I think they're really right now the goal for Del Valle should just be to find the end zone in some way, shape, or form.
Exactly, and I think, like you said, they don't want to be part of that.
That's not a club you want to be a part of.
A club, yeah, you can put it that way. And Del Valle has more than enough ability to put points on the board, even though they are down 45-0. That doesn't mean nothing. They want to put more points on the board.
Timeout's over. Del Valle comes out in the shotgun, 3 wide to the near side. Washington with the snap. Dunlop gets the number called on the far side. He's going to get about a yard, maybe 2, before getting shoved out of bounds. 11:10 now on the clock, and that is going to bring up, I believe it's going to be 3rd and 9 from the Del Valle, 39-yard line.
Third down and 9 for the Cardinals from their own 39-yard line.
3 wide for the Cardinals, 2 to the near side. Dunlop offset to the left of Washington in the shotgun. The snap, looking to throw, rolls out to his right, finally throws low, short of the first down, and bounces off the turf. Would have been intended again for Caleb Burton. And that Caleb Burton and Elijah Washington just a little out of sync tonight here against the Westlake Chaparrals. Usually these two don't have a problem connecting, but tonight, lots of incomplete passes.
Whatever reason, you're absolutely right. They're just not connecting, and we're not used to seeing this, and these plays could have made the difference so far in the game.
Elijah Washington staying on the field as he has become the active punter for this team. He's back at the Del Valle 27-yard line. The snap goes way over his head. Back at the 15, still rolling at the 5, trying to make something happen. And the Westlake Chaparrals are going to have the ball at the Del Valle 2-yard line after a very high snap to Elijah Washington, who was just trying to get something out of that. Just unable to do so. Westlake, that speed, got back to Elijah before he could pick the ball off and kick it away.
Right now, Del Valle just can't get a break, man. And they're still playing, like I said, like it's early in the game, even though they're keeping their spirits really up. And I got to give them that. Sad to say, like I said, they're just not getting a break here, one thing that they have to do is, again, tighten up on all them loose ends. Right now, bad snap cost them big.
10:57 left to go here in the game. 45-0 the score. Westlake on top, and Westlake with an extremely short field setting this first drive up from the Del Valle 2-yard line. 4 wide, 3 the near side, and the quarterback's going to run with it. Willoughby finds the end zone from 2 yards deep, and that will extend the Westlake lead over the Del Valle Cardinals. 51-0. Extra point try coming up here in the fourth quarter. Gabe Lozano, the point after try coming up here. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it sails through for an extra point. That will make our score Westlake 52, Del Valle nothing, with 10:52 left to go in the fourth quarter. Del Valle getting ready to return this kickoff from the Westlake Chaparrals to keep this fourth quarter going, and the Del Valle Cardinals still looking for that end zone. Back deep to return the kickoff will be Reggie Sims and Marcus Barr. Both these guys have had a couple of opportunities today. Marcus Barr actually the guy who's had the most opportunities, as Westlake knows they do not want that ball anywhere near the hands of Reggie Sims. .52 left to go here in the ball game. Del Valle trailing it 52-0 to the Westlake Chaparrals. Westlake teeing the ball up at the 40-yard line, and Reggie Sims and Marcus Barr are hoping to make some magic happen here. We know Reggie Sims is capable. He had an 89-yard kickoff return a couple of weeks ago for a touchdown. Right now, that would be a nice one to have as they kick it right toward Marcus Barr, and it goes in and out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Del Valle will have the first down from their 25-yard line with 10:52 left to go here in the ball game. Next week, another tough trip on the road for the Del Valle Cardinals as we get ready to go face off against the Lake Travis Cavaliers next Friday underneath the lights. Back at Friday Night Lights, at least we can say that.
Okay.
See what happens after this. 3 wide for the Del Valle Cardinals. Shotgun formation to the top. Dunlop will be offset to the right of Washington. Washington barks out the call, and he's going to hold on to it. Pitches it over to Dunlop, making a move on the outside. He's going to be snagged up for maybe a yard loss. We're going to hopefully get back to the line of scrimmage. But no, it does look like he's going to be caught for about a 2-yard loss. So that'll bring up 2nd and 18 from the Del Valle 18-yard line. Clock is still running, 10.5 minutes left to go in the ball game. Del Valle with 2 wide receivers on either side, 2 backs to choose from in the backfield split of Washington. Washington with the snap, hands it off on the far side and gets back to the line of scrimmage. That was going to be Tommy Dunlop again on the carry. Dunlop not having the production that he's had over over this entire season. This Westlake defense really sealing off the runs for Tommy Dunlop. Just not the game that really the Del Valle Cardinal offense needed from Dunlop tonight. They really needed another big game from him. 2 wide, shotgun formation, 2 backs in the backfield for Washington. Washington gets a snap, hands it off. It's going to be good for about a yard. It's still going to bring up 4th and 9 from the Del Valle 21, make that 26-yard line.
I have to say, maybe this might sound kind of negative, but I'm not very impressed with, not that they're not good as Westlake. I don't see nothing that's way far out there for them to really have 52 points on the board. I think a lot of it does have to do with the fact that, we just need to tighten up a little bit on both sides of the ball.
Elijah Washington getting ready to kick this punt away to the Westlake Chaparrals. Good snap. Right, brings it in high, end over end kick. It's going to take contact at the 45-yard line, bounces backwards. Del Valle very wisely blows this one dead at the 42. So Westlake will start this next offensive drive on the Del Valle side of the field. Del Valle 42-yard line, 8:34 left to go here in the ball game. 52-0 lead, Westlake over Del Valle right here on the KMAX Sports Vype Media Network. I'm Daniel Chancellor alongside Robert Rodriguez. Rosie Bega back at KMAX Studios, making sure we stay on the Wi-Fi waves, doing a fantastic job. We really appreciate all your help, Rosie. Westlake comes from the sideline, ready to start this offensive drive with 3 wide to the near side and 2 backs on either side of Willoughby. Willoughby with the snap and the handoff right up the center. Big hit, tackle from behind and driven backwards after about a 5, maybe 6-yard gain. On the carry, Joe Keeney, another big framed running back for the Westlake Chaparrals.
My eyes are playing with me. I thought I had seen a fumble, but it wasn't a fumble.
Maybe you're just seeing the future.
Maybe.
Westlake coming out with 3 wide receivers again, 2 backs in the backfield. Willoughby looking to the sideline again, slowing things down. Time clock down to 10 seconds. Play clock, 3 wide to the near side. The snap and the handoff. This time going to Jax Crockett. He's going to get no gain on the play. Actually going to lose a yard, so that'll bring up 3rd and 5. 7:19 and counting left to go here, and they will be setting this third down up from the Del Valle 38-yard line.
And again, Del Valle still doing a great job on defense, making sure and plugging up the middle and not allowing the run game to just bust out of there.
7 minutes left to go in the game. Westlake comes out 3 wide, 1 back in the backfield, offset to the left of Willoughby. The snap, the handoff goes to the running back up the middle. That's Crockett. He's going to keep fighting and pushing his way forward. He's going to get really close to a first down. We're going to wait to see. It looks to be about a half a yard short. Might be looking for an official measurement here just to check it, but right now it looks like to be a 4th and 1 at the Del Valle 32-yard line, make the 33-yard line. 6:18 and counting on the clock, and Westlake's going to go for it. 4 wide receivers to either side. Look for the quarterback keeper right up the middle on the delay. Willoughby with the snap, and there he goes right up the middle. Hit down low. He's going to dive forward. Ooh, he may not have enough. Just depends on the spot. He's going to be spotted at the 38-yard line. He needed to get to the 37. And it's a first down for the Del Valle Cardinals as they've stopped the 4th down try. That is a huge moral victory for this Del Valle defense. Offense should come out with just a little bit of momentum on their side and still looking to try to find that crooked number to put in the score column. 5:58 left to go here in the ball game. Westlake 52-0 over Del Valle. Del Valle will start this next offensive drive from their own 33-yard line, 1st and 10.
Del Valle looking for 2 things right now: the big play by Dunlop or the big catch, and connection between Washington and Burton. Either one of those can make and put some points on the board.
Marcus Barr coming at it, wide receiver on the near side. Burton at the top, 2 backs, a pitch back to Dunlop. Finds an opening, drives it back up the middle, crossing the 40, the 45, still moving forward and taken down at about the 47, 48-yard line. Nice little 14-yard. That wasn't a little 14-yard run.
I'll take that as the big play we're looking for.
14-yard run by Tommy Dunlop, the biggest run he's had today, I believe.
It is. And like I said, this is something that they're looking for. Dunlop with the power, just still, like I said, Del Valle playing full strength with 5:30 left on the clock. Still going, looking to put points on the board no matter what's going on.
Del Valle, 1st and 10 from their own 48. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 2 backs in the backfield. Washington under center. The snap. The pitch back goes to Dunlop. Dunlop trying to make something happen as he runs to the far side. Crosses the 50, the 40, the 40, the 30. He's up to the 35, the 20, the 15, the 10. And it's gets shoved out of bounds somewhere back at around the 10-yard line. A flag all the way back to the Del Valle Westlake 42-yard line. This is going to probably be a holding call going against Del Valle.
You hate to see such a good play like that get called back because of a holding call. But again, Dunlop just showing his speed. On the positive side of things, there was no way that Westlake was going to catch him.
They actually had Tavi Dunlop at the 12-yard line. The holding call happened at around the first down marker, just about 2 yards shy of the first down marker, actually. So the hold happened on the Westlake 45. That is going to back Del Valle up to the original line of scrimmage at the Del Valle 48. So 1st and 10, 48-yard line, 5 minutes and counting on the clock. Del Valle comes out with 2 wide receivers and 2 backs in the backfield. Washington under center. The pitch back goes to Dunlop, who finds a hole, tries to spin out of a couple of tackles, still driving his legs forward, and is a very hard 2-yard gain up to the 50-yard line. 2nd and 8, 4:43 left to go in the game.
Number 42, Alfonso Rano, and number 50, Thad Hutchinson.
4.5 minutes left in the ball game. Del Valle in possession, 2nd and 8 coming up, right here at midfield. Michael Flores, your lone wide receiver here to the near side. 2 backs in the backfield. The handoff goes to Dunlop on the near side. He's up to the 50, still trying to drive forward. 3 white jerseys come in, knock him down. No gain on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 8 from the 50.
Again, other than a couple of good runs, Dunlop has had a hard time this whole game just trying to find the right hole to get them yards that we're used to seeing, but did show a display a little bit of his speed on the play. Unfortunately got called back because of a holding call.
We got to call this young man's name a couple of times last week. Hasn't made an appearance this game so far until just now. Tajay Jones out on the field. He's a speedster. Elijah Washington under center. The fake handoff. Up the middle. It's Dunlop on the far side. He's up to the 30. Finally gets shoved out of bounds somewhere around the 27. Big first down run by Dunlop. Putting Tajay Jones out there is maybe a distraction. He ripped off a couple of big ones last week. Dunlop got to finally open one up on that one. 3:19 and counting here in the ball game. Tajay Jones gets it all the way up to the Westlake. Dunlop gets it all the way up to the Westlake 27-yard line for a fresh set of downs. Michael Flores again coming out as lone wide receiver to the near side. Washington under center. 2 backs in the backfield. The snap. The handoff. To the near side, brings it around on the hash marks, up to the 20, gets taken down somewhere around the 21. And that is going to be Tajay Jones finally getting his number called. He's been out there for a couple of plays now. Bring it around on the near side. Big first down run's going to bring up 2nd and 2. Big 8 yards there by Tajay.
And of course, anybody, if this is your first time actually listening to a Del Valle broadcast, Coach Burton has so many weapons as on the running game. Great core here at Del Valle.
2 wide receivers. We could have a flag on the play for offsides on the defense. The run goes up the middle. It's going to be good for about 1.5 yards. They're going to bring up 3rd and short for Del Valle inside the red zone on the Westlake around 19-yard line. We have a timeout, official's timeout on the field for an injured player. It is a Cardinal player down at around the 15-yard line. We will take a real quick timeout as the training staff takes a look at him. 2:12 left to go here in the ball game. Del Valle trying to find that end zone to put a score up on the board. 52-0 the score, and you're listening to it proudly on the KMAX Sports Vype Media Network.
This is the KMAX Sports Network, and this is what we do.
Looking left, throws into the end zone. Snap again. He hits the turf. And Devon scoops it up. Taylor Wilkins corner on the end zone.
15, 10, 5, touchdown.
Let us broadcast your team. Send an email to Merle at KMAXSports.com or Chuck at KMAXSports.com to find out how.
Side, he's got blockers in front of him.
15,
Touchdown.
5, touchdown.
Yes, sir.
It's what we do, and nobody does it better. We are KMAX Sports.
Socialize with us.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, that dang old internet, man, you just go on there and point and click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
On Twitter at KMAX Sports or catch us on Facebook. Search KMAX Sports. Just another way KMAX Sports is bringing your teams to you.
Thinking about college but you don't know where to start? Austin Community College is here to help. Call or visit ACC's College Destination Center now to talk one-on-one with enrollment advisors about your goals and everything you need to get your college plans on track. It's never too early to start. Whether you want to earn a degree, train for a career, or get ahead with transfer classes, ACC offers personalized assistance with applications, financial aid, and more. Visit us at austincc.edu/start now or call 512-223-7747 to learn more. ACC. Start here, get there.
Welcome back to Del Valley Veterans Memorial Stadium. You're listening to it proudly on the KMAX Sports Network. Injured Del Valley player is being helped off the field. We're glad he will be okay. And Del Valley Cardinals trying to keep this magic going. 3rd and 1 from the 19-yard line. Elijah Washington under center. 2 backs in the backfield. Lone wide receiver at the top. And the handoff goes to Tajay Jones as he bounces it up the middle of the field. He needed 1. He got 4. Make that 3. That's going to be good for a Del Valley first down from the Westlake 16 with 1:51 left to go in the game.
Jones has such a good talent of running along the line and then just cutting right inside. And, he's so good at it. You don't know which hole he's actually going to go into. You just see him take off past the line. Good run by Jones.
2 wide receivers split the field, and the pitch back goes to Dunlop. Dunlop found a hole from 16 yards deep. He finds the end zone, and the Del Valley Cardinals find the scoreboard. So with 1:20 left to go in the ball game, Del Valley has finally put some numbers against this Westlake defense. 52-6 the score right now. Extra point try coming up off the leg of Kevin Vasquez.
They will not be part of the shutout club.
That's right. Small victories. Even though you may not get the victory on the field, it's very important to make sure a team who has been shutting out teams all season know that you're not going to be part of that group. Small victories here for the Del Valley Cardinals as the extra point attempt is up and goes through and is good. So with 1:20 left to go here in the ball game, the Del Valley Cardinals keep the shutout from happening. 52-7 is the score. The Del Valley Cardinals getting ready to kick this ball off to the Westlake Chaparrals, and I would be looking for Aaron Hernandez to put as much leg as he can into this one and try to pin this Westlake offense as far down the field as they can. Nice drive there, Robert. You even said it. Tavi Dunlop just needs 1 or 2 big plays to get things turned around here. And what did he do? He had 2 or 3 actually big plays in this drive. A couple of them got pulled back from penalties. But Tavi Dunlop did what he needed to do here and have a big run. And it's been a shame that unfortunately he hasn't been able to have the game that he's wanted. And not only that, the game that Del Valley needed him to have to help with this with the victory here over the Chaparrals. But still good to see him, as always, fighting and doing what he can to help this team to show no matter what the score may be, we're still the Cardinals, and we're still going to defend this house no matter what.
Absolutely. 7 points on the board from Del Valley. Like you said, I'll take the small victory.
1:20 left to go in the game, and here's Hernandez. This is a short High kick, going to be recovered at the 28-yard line. Hit and dropped at the 32. Nice quick response there by special teams unit. Ty Hieronymus. That's a name. He on the return there for the Chaparrals. This offensive drive for the Chaparrals will start on their own 30-yard line. 1st and 10, 1:17 left to go here in the ballgame. Willoughby still in at quarterback for the Chaps. Two backs split him and 3 wide receivers to the top. The snap. The handoff up the middle. Del Valle sniffs it out, takes on the running back and drops him for no gain. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Just under a minute left to go here in the game. Del Valle doing a good job.
Still, even with just a minute left in the game, Del Valle still putting the pedal to the metal.
Willoughby, again, 2 backs split him. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the top. Del Valle's putting 8 men in the box right now. And the handoff to the near side, bouncing it back into the between the hash marks and down after about a 3-yard gain. That'll bring up 3rd and 7 with 27 seconds left to go in the ball game. Westlake, I think, will probably just be happy to let this clock tick to 0, and that will be the ball game. 17 seconds left, and that's exactly what will happen. Del Valle not going to be going to the shutout club, as we mentioned, not putting 7 points on the board against this Westlake defense, 52-7 the score here. Westlake on top of our Del Valle Cardinals. Robert, it's the 2-week win streak comes to an end, unfortunately. And next week we have just as much as a tough challenge as we get ready to take on the Lake Travis Cavaliers. Break down this game for me real quick. Tell me what you saw. Tell me what you think we could have done a little differently that could have changed the outcome of this ballgame.
Several things that we left open was literally the middle of the field when it came to defense. Westlake found a way to cash in on that. Other than the fact that they had a decent running back, we did fantastic holding the run game. And even though they put so many points on the board, it could have been a lot more higher. But Del Valle didn't let off the gas. And like I say, and I say it again, is that a lot of teams underestimate the heart of Del Valle. They played to the end, and very proud of them on that sense. Again, we're not used to seeing things like we did today. Somehow Westlake was able to neutralize Dunlop's running game and even not allow the connection that we're used to seeing again from Washington and Burton. And other than that, I mean, they did a good game. Washington did have time to throw the ball, and I think who he was going up against might have made him a little bit nervous, overthrowing the passes. Defense got in the backfield a couple of times. Surprisingly, most people probably thought that Westlake's line was going to be able to hold this Del Valle defense entirely, which they didn't. So good job by the defensive line all the way around. Del Valle did a decent job.
I think Del Valle just sometimes you get that intimidation factor. And I honestly feel like that, and not that, I hope people understand if you're listening to this broadcast, I am not beating up any player or this team for the Del Valle Cardinals, but I think you could see that tonight in the way Tavi ran. He really didn't open up running until midway through the third quarter or so. It felt like he was just a little intimidated by this defense. I mean, and it's not saying that they don't deserve the respect of being a good football team, but I don't think you should ever be intimidated by another team, especially when you're coming into your house to play against your team. I really do feel like this Del Valle team has a whole lot of potential in front of them. get all those pieces into place, get a defense where you got some returning starters. You can only imagine how good this defense is going to be. I'm not trying to look forward to next season already by any means, but next year when you've got all these young men who have spent a season together, spend some off-season time together, they're going to be a phenomenal defense next year. Not saying that they haven't been this year. They've really played a good game this year, or a good season this season, and we know it's not over. We're just letting you know, next season this defense is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Robert, let's talk about the game next week against Lake Travis. They've got another tough game against them next week. We'll be on the road playing at Lake Travis High School. 7:30 kickoff, so we'll have a 7 o'clock pregame, have the pregame interview with Coach Burton. What do you think Del Valle needs to do? What can they take away from this game to move forward against Lake Travis, another tough team just like this one? But what can they do next week to secure that victory and go maybe try to go 3-4 in district play next week?
You know, it's honestly tough to say. They've done such a great job on learning how to read quarterbacks. They've done a good job on that. They've learned how to do well on the outside. Maybe one thing is, the coverage that they're doing when it comes to deep balls. They cover them well, but they need to put their hands up, things like that. Just your basic instinct things. We did see an interception, so it's not entirely what that is. Again, one of the biggest things that I saw was the room that they had up the middle. They were able to come inside and just dump it off up the middle. The linebackers were too far back and allowed Westlake to make those easy first downs, make those easy plays. Again, they didn't let off the gas, so them having the energy is not the problem. It's just tightening up on a couple of little things that they had, and Coach can probably point those out with film.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Film is good. Film breakdown for this team is going to have to be essential next week. Practice and studying this Lake Travis offense, defense, everything that they do. That's probably going to be the biggest thing that Del Valle can do. Study, be ready, hit the workout room, get stronger, and as much as you can in the next 3 or 4 days. Get ready for some Friday Night Lights at Lake Travis.
Absolutely, and one thing that I do want to point out is for somebody to think that Del Valle is a small-sized team, they hit hard.
Oh, yeah.
They do. As big as these guys were, I'm sure they're going to get on the bus with a few nice bruises.
Yeah, I really do think that Westlake will probably get on the bus here, regardless of what the score looks like. They're going to sit there. They're going to get on the bus. Man, I am so sore. These Cardinals play so tough each and every week, each and every time we play them. And that's, we want them to not only going, man, they're tough. We want them to be sitting in the bus in the next couple of years going, how did they just do that? How did they just beat us? And that is what the goal is for this Del Valle team. That is what the goal is for the Del Valle coaching staff. And we can't look forward to the day that these big dogs in this district can look at Del Valle and with a whole new set of eyes and a whole new different set of respect as well. Robert, any closing thoughts before we get ready to get out of here?
I'm proud of Del Valle. I really am, even though, the points really don't show how much skill they actually have. The points just shows who had, the chance to run into the end zone at this point. Really, that's all it was.
Del Valle loses a heartbreaker here in district to the Westlake Chaparrals, 52-7, as we get ready to go on the road next week to Lake Travis. At Lake Travis, we are now go to 4-4 overall, 2-4 in district play, and looking to bounce back next week against a very tough opponent in the Cavaliers. I'm Daniel Chancellor, alongside my broadcast partner Robert Rodriguez for our QA back at KMAX Studios. Ms. Rosie Vega, thank you so very much for all your help tonight. You were fantastic as always. For all the ownership and partnership with the KMAX Sports and Vype Media Network, I'm Daniel Chancellor signing out here from Del Valle Veterans Memorial Stadium. One more time, a heartbreaking loss for the Del Valle Cardinals, 52-7 to the Westlake Chaparrals. We look forward to seeing you guys next Friday night from Lake Travis High School right here, Friday night under the lights. Until then, have a great remainder of your week. Be safe out there this weekend, and whoever you're cheering for over the next following few days on the football side of things, we hope your team wins. Good luck, everybody, and good night. Be safe.